It's taken far too long to do this video. In the nearly 6 months since the release of the Emerald video, I'm finally able to sit before you with the Platinum video. You're gonna see me appear in a lot of different clothes throughout this video because, I mean, hold Ginger, you can show them this. I want you all to have a moment and look at this. Look at this script. It's 90 pages. 90! This is for one video. We made a movie. Anyway, I hope by the time this releases to be on the Switch. The script says by the time this releases that I'm on Black and have started on X. It took 4 months to script this. This has not been a slow experience. This has not been a fast experience. I'm already on Ultra Sun. So by the time this releases, I hope we're on the Switch. And by the time the Black video releases, I hope we're on Scarlet. But anyway, I'm looking at Pokemon X with glee, and now I'm missing it because Ultra Sun is not as good as X. Post-recording and finishing the script, by the way, no shiny fletchling in Pokemon X. I'm disappointed. But Pokemon X just has some really cool stuff in it, and just a day of just 3 shinies in one day. It was really weird. With all this in mind, I put over 200 hours into Platinum from start to finish because we played it traditionally on an actual 3DS. This is our first time playing on actual hardware. That's right. This is a real 3DS XL and a real Platinum cartridge. Ginger had better have put those images up on screen because I don't want to have to hold up a 3DS every time I mention it. Now, on day one, we did have to use an emulator just to start the game, but because we needed the 3DS ready and the Platinum cartridge hadn't arrived, the 3DS needed a way to take our champions from the previous games, put them onto the physical cartridge, and then be able to eventually get them sent to somewhere safe. Lori, thank you for the 14 hours of work that was to get all of them safe. I'm officially insane in the membrane. I went ahead, bought Pokemon Bank before you couldn't buy it anymore, and now everything is fine. It's been a hell of a journey, let me tell you. Alpharad and Jaden is right. Grinding is for suckers and cheating is based, but I'm a sucker and want to play these games like I was still a kid. So I played them the old-fashioned way. And there were just days, I mean multiple days, a week of just grinding to get everyone up to level, because one of my rules says I have to take care of everyone we catch. That means they all have to get to level before we go to the next gym. I hate making that rule now. And I mean, in Pokemon Platinum, there are Weasels with Pursuit. Every area has Staravias with Endeavor and Quick Attack. And there's just nowhere that felt safe for grinding. Oh, hello, Kamikaze Geodudes and Grapplers. We're going to be in for a rough ride. Rules before we start. Every Pokemon I catch has to have a nickname. Pokemon faints, it dies, can never enter the party again. Someone can adopt it if they're watching. Only one Pokemon per route or area can be caught. Can't catch any Pokemon I've had before on this journey. There's a list. The link to the list is in the description. I only get to keep surviving champion Pokemon. Everything else, everyone else can claim and take home. I may breed Pokemon I previously had that isn't a champion or receive an egg when I encounter a dead route. That is a route in which I'm not allowed to catch anything because the duplicate clause says I've caught everything in that route in a previous game or the current game. There are a lot of rules. The link to the full list of rules document is in the description. Just pause the video, take a second, I'll wait. You back? Cool. Now, the other part of this, we moved to physical hardware. I'm literally capturing this by pointing a camera at a 3DS with a legitimate copy of Pokemon Platinum. My wallet hurts. So let's start this journey. Shiny Turtwig. Full odds, shiny Turtwig. I also traded my Melodic from Emerald for an unknown egg. This is still an amazing start. Ginger Tank, you are the best tank and gonna carry this group. I'm not kidding. We're running this with no regrets. And I see why so many YouTubers play this and it only takes them 12 to 30 hours because they use rare candies. I need rare candies in my life. I'm honestly not even dissing people who like Jaden Alpharad or Pokemon Challenges. No, rare candies are definitely based. Grinding is for suckers like me, and this is my first time ever playing any of these games. I wanted the full experience. I signed up for this. I have zero right to complain. I'm still complaining. However, this meant that we started playing on July 1st. Due to my destroyed computer at the end of August, thanks UPS, and physical therapy, we didn't finish this until November 11th. That game took approximately 243 hours and 5 months to finish. 5 months. That is counting time I spent off stream grinding and training Pokemon. I even lost one off stream. I had to learn things. I had to learn what EV training was. And what IV, how to figure out what IVs your Pokemon has. I had to learn how to use move tutors, how to dig up pieces of heart scales that I could turn into move tutors to get moves I didn't normally have access to. Stuff that just, I didn't think I'd have to learn. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my God, how deep down the hole are we at this point? I'd never gotten into this deep. I didn't expect it to be this important. This is like getting super specialized soldiers at XCOM and then figuring out how to fix them when it turns out they're bad. Oh, with all that said, let's begin our journey. It's gonna be a rough journey. A very rough journey. Session 1 was not recorded on actual hardware. I'm gonna be honest, it was recorded on an emulator because of transfer shenanigans. We switched to actual hardware after this, though. The reason I had not yet programmed the actual hardware and I hadn't taken the 14 hours with Lori to finish getting the 3DS ready for what was going to be imported onto it. Got it working, though, and transferred everyone to the appropriate game, no questions asked, so we ended up with 17 champions that were already here. Cool. This included going through a complex system that is recommended on Reddit to do calculations for IVs and EVs for Gen 1 and Gen 2 games so you can do a gen lock. I had to go look this stuff up. Some of these posts were from 2014. This is nightmarishly difficult and I never ever want to do it again. So I picked Turtwig, shiny boyo. He's great. We named him Ginger because Ginger has been in every game. He's our video editor. Hi, Ginger. Say hello.
Hello.
He's our video editor, and he's had a Pokemon in every game, and every one of them have made it to the championship voting rounds, and it didn't go in every time. So we named the starter Ginger because if the starter makes it to the championship round, he's guaranteed a spot. Just about. Then after a ton of tutorial time, Platinum had an unusual long tutorial and caught our first Pokemon, a Bidoof named Insane Sus. Shortly thereafter, a Starly named Drazzle. I call it Murder Bird number 3 because, well, it might be our third real Murder Bird. I should have said 4 because we already have 3 Murder Bird. Ginger, show them the Murder Birds. And I decided on the next route to keep building the team with a Shinx named Final Sight. Also got to do some training with Ginger Tank. Took some time to go out on an Articuno raid with my chat on Pokemon Go. Yes, we do those. I try to do about 1 Pokemon Go raid now that they've changed the raid passes. Niantic, I'm upset with you. But I try to do about 1 with my stream every time that we stream a Pokemon game. It costs $2, but you know, it's nice. The rest of the day was spent grinding with one exceptionally interesting thing happened. One of my viewers, who was here local to me, decided they wanted the melodic from Emerald. Because I decided I would do the melodic challenge since I'd never done it before. It took 3.5 hours to catch a Feebas. And then it took another 2 hours to catch another one because that one couldn't evolve. Yeah, that was in the Emerald video. Logic and dice! This is a terrible idea. Scientifically, this is probably the worst method. Well, they sent me an unknown egg in exchange for it. And I had to go pick up the cartridge they sent in the mail, bring it up, do the trade with my DSi and my 3DS XL, and I had an unknown species. So the end of our first day, and a photo to commemorate it. Now I'm going to set the tone from here on out with the photo. You see, of the 4 Pokemon on screen right now, only 1 will live and go to the Elite Four. You're going to have to watch this full video to find out which one lived. Trust me, we're going for some heartbreak. I would not be back until July 8th, and that was when I picked back up again because, well, I had to wait for hardware and everything to go down. Gonna be honest, if you had told me in 2015 that I could get a more gritty experience that would take me longer to complete and would be more difficult and full of more heartache than XCOM 2 Legendary Iron Man Long War playthrough, which I have the achievement for, it's on screen right now, I have that achievement, then I would have told you you're insane until you showed me Pokemon, and then I would have been like, oh, I should play this. Anyway, you notice the footage from here on out is different, and I asked Ginger to do what he can do to fix the color and the nature, because I'm going to be constantly adjusting the camera stuff until we get it just right, which isn't going to happen for about halfway through the game. And because I could not for the life of me get a 3DS capture card anymore, anywhere. Simply put, if you want to do this, I suggest using an emulator, because I could not get a capture card to save my life. And if someone has a 3DS with a capture card and wants to give it up, I will consider taking it. I really will. But surprisingly, it is still decent enough footage, except every time I hit the desk and you get the shake and the stutter, and I'm sorry for that. Remember how I said all of our Pokemon from the last 3 games will be here? Well, despite us using emulators and everything, we got them all here. Legally, by the way. This is insane. I'm not going to go into further detail. I'm just going to say that if someone audits my Pokemon home, it'll be fine. It really will. So I picked up my package from my contact in Wisconsin that they mailed from Denver, did the trade, and put it in my box. And now that's what... Okay, I stopped this and messaged the person. Just pause the video, Ginger. I messaged the person and made sure in an email they were okay with this. And their response was, and I quote, "A trade is a trade." I don't know if they set it up where I was going to get a shiny Larvitar, or if they knew it was shiny already, or were just handing me an egg of a Larvitar. They wouldn't answer. Their name and identifying information I'm not going to reveal because I don't want to troll anyone. So the stream named it Hearthmoon, after our chatter Hearthmoon, who was sitting right there, ready to go. My knowledge of Pokemon was so little, I didn't realize that the Larvitar was shiny for like a whole day. I brought in an extra Eevee from Emerald, moved it out again later, never using it or training it, but I want to get a Sylveon for Gen 6. That was the determination. By the way, we did not even... The stream had to tell me the Larvitar was shiny. That is how little my knowledge of Pokemon is. After 2 hours of explaining shinies to me when I caught the first one in chat, I felt weird and felt like I cheated this person. And yet, they were okay with it. I spent the rest of the day being repeatedly frustrated by Fiaura perfect after Fiaura perfect after Fiaura perfect while we fought trainers, trained Pokemon, grouped our way forward with our team of 5, but the sheer number of times I knocked something to 1 HP today was brutal and awful, and we have a counter for it. Our marathon got to the first gym fight. That took 10 hours. Yes, it took 10 hours in one day after already having played through 4 routes to get to the first gym fight. I did not want another Emerald where we had a Zigzagoon and a Struggle Snuggle with a nose pass. Ginger, roll the Emerald clip. I avoided half the trainers from being one of 2 in the first gym, so I wouldn't be over leveled, and then faced off against Roark. Ginger Tank was having none of this. He looked at this gym and went, leaf cuts rock. And I have no idea how that actually works, but I genuinely don't care because it worked. And I'm not going to argue with Pokemon logic at this point. Up next, Onyx used Stealth Rock. I'm going to switch, but this is when I learned what trap moves are? Oh god, those got added this generation, and now I know what they are. Ginger Tank won the speed tie the next round and sent the Onyx packing. Oh. Almost got me. Then I jumped his level to 15, which is allowed during a fight, because if you read the rules before, if we're in the middle of a fight with a gym leader and you level above their Pokemon, you can't control that. It's fine. There's even a practice of edging, so you're right there at the edge of level. So after their first Pokemon, the one you have in levels up and you have EXP share to level everybody all at once. So now you came in with the correct level and now you're above level. P.S. The Cranidos is adorable, and she is a wonderful, sweet boy with an eye, but I got to murderate and cut that Chrome Dome off. We're doing it. By the way, Fiaura Perfect, gym leader battle, right at pivotal moment. Yep, another one on the counter. What are we up to, 6? Ginger almost died, by the way. A crit hit almost kills him. There are going to be a lot of counters for this one. We got a Geodude Geoside counter, a Fiaura Perfect counter, and how many times does Ginger almost die counter? Well, yes, we're going to need all 3 of them. We need to see the totals. Oh, and another counter. How many times do I get a max revive and have to use it immediately? The answer is every single one of them. I get handed a shiny piece of coal and head to the next challenge. Followed by Final Sight, our Shinx, evolving from a double battle. Got another Fiaura Perfect from training to kill more Geodudes. By the way, Ginger, put the Geoside counter up. It's already at 44, and that's where we're starting it. Then the first real tragedy strikes us. An absolute awfulness. This is why you should never trust the sus, known as Insane Scorpio. Our Bidoof killed on Route 204 a Warple that we had a real chance to be something, instantly killed by one of the weakest moves in the game. Tackle. The Insane Sus killed my Route 204 encounter. You make up for it 10 minutes later by working on Route 205 and catching a Shellios. And this Shellios is going to become the most pivotal thing in the game. A critical team member for the entirety of the game. We named him after another one of our chatters, Random Subcon. I hope he's alright. I haven't seen him since that day, and I really would like to see him come back and see what happened to Subcon. And this slug is so adorable.
Flashback.
We would acquire a Buizel named Dirty Gippy.
End of flashback.
So far, so good. 3 sessions, nearly 30 hours of gameplay in, and we're still doing very well. I think we haven't gotten terribly far, but the magic of Pokemon has been rather refreshing for me personally. And this has been a fun journey so far. Today is another adventure to train for Gym 2. We had Insane Sus evolve into a barrel. That happened. We got that far. He's such a good boy. This was also the day that Pokemon Go came out with daily adventure insets for the first time. Hey, look, a heart attack. A wild Pachirisu nearly completely owns Insane Sus in a single hit while he's doing rollouts. Yep, hello, Platinum. How are you today? I needed minor heart murmurs and bad days. Good God. More Fiaura Perfects, including a unique one that was achieved by confusion. We caught a Psyduck named Typhoon. I am allowed to I love Psyduck from Gen 1. I'm upset I did not get one, but I was happy we could be on the way to a Gold Duck. As a side note, I did get a Psyduck in Gen 2. The stream determined I could get another Psyduck in Gen 3 because it died, and I hadn't evolved it to a Gold Duck, and it died in Gen 3 too! This is the 3rd Psyduck. But a Psychic type is really welcome. Welcome to the team, Typhoon. But at this height of fun, that heart attack would come back and pay me back in spades. You see, Weasels in the wild have quick attack and pursuit. I swear the game devs for Platinum were just evil. There's no safe place to train. Either you're on your toes or you die in a fire. And this is the first taste of that viciousness. I want this, by the way. I want Pokemon games to be evil and vicious because I need the challenge to keep it interesting for me. When the Psyduck I just caught and got attached to, Typhoon, using Rock Smash, got crit hit with a water gun, and then quick attack to 3 HP, I thought, I'll just switch him out. It'll be fine. Like I would do in every other game prior to Platinum. Pursuit. Boom. Dead. Just dead. Holy shit. What the hell, game devs? I'm in Wisconsin for physical therapy and COVID recovery, staying with friends in a spare room. You know, I gotta ask why a wild Pokemon has pursuit. I just have to ask. I'm asking. We will end today, however, with Ginger Tank evolving into Grottle. He is the happiest boy, I swear. He knows he's stupid. Turtwig and his entire line know they're stupid, and he's still happy. He's just enjoying life. Look, Turtwig just has that vibe and facial expression as well through all of his evolutions. I'm dumb, and I know it, and I don't care because I'm happy. This is literally how he looks, and I love him for it. He's like a little happy puppy.
The next day,
and we face off against Team Galactic. It's a nice slow burn through Galactic, by the way. Team Mars leads with Zubat. I lead with Larvitar. This is going to go poorly for you. However, this character does have a name tag, and she has a Purugly, a literal Garfield villain from the Garfield TV show of the 90s. Yes, I mean that. Good luck finding footage of it. Feint Attack is dangerous, but so is Bite. This is basically a slugging match, and I'm not playing a hardcore Nuzlocke. Make fun of me if you will. This is my first time ever playing Platinum in my entire life. The day I am recording this on, I have only been playing any Pokemon games for a year. I'm not that much of a masochist yet. Note I said yet. We are slowly going to wear her down while Hearth Moon soaks blow after blow without too much issue, though every time I get into her crit range, I have to stop and heal. With persistence, though, we do win without getting any casualties and get 666 experience points. Yeah, that Purugly was made by Satan. Then, pound our way through some trainers we met in the Dark Woods and walk around with another trainer who we met there too. We also caught a Beautifly at straight up Beautifly level. We also met the Chad. Oh my god, the legend about this man. He had 5 Magikarps. 5 actual trained Magikarps. This man one day will have 5 Gyarados, and he will be a legend among legends, and those 5 Gyarados will be loving him. I also caught a Pachirisu named Hetty, and that would become the legend of the Squirrel Mafia. We're gonna start recording what he gets from pickup, which is gonna be about every 20 seconds. Sometimes I'm going to mention it in the script. Sometimes I'm not, because it gets ridiculous number of times I'd have to say it. Just, Ginger, every time you feel like you need to, just tick up a different item that he acquired and the dollar amount for that item. Just keep ticking it up. Before we get there, though, I'd like you to go in the comment and estimate how much time he saved because he kept getting rare candies mid and late game. Go on, take your guess, and put a timestamp on the video where you take your guess. Not to mention that by the end of every game, every Pokedollar we have will be strictly from selling the stuff he acquired. We're all excited and wonderful, and then disaster strikes. Our Barbarrel, our literal incarnation of the so-called Pokemon god, Insane Sus, dies. He just dies. A Kikarot using Bind just instantly kills him when I score a Fiaura perfect on damage. I could not make this up. Literally 1 point of damage. I can't even find the pixels on the health bar. Insane Sus lives. But nope. He's gone. And now 2 out of 3 from our original picture of the 4 who were with us on the first day are dead. Nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can take back about it. Nothing. RNG just said, gone. This is the only generation where bind is truly terrifying. It always lasts 3 turns. It always has priority. It will hit Pokemon even if they use Fly or Dig. It always has priority. And by Gen 8, the move no longer exists. We literally lost a Pokemon to the one generation. This move is truly terrifying. And guess what? There's still no safe place to train. So the rest of the day training, Hetty picking up items, mostly killing bug Pokemon with a few Budews mixed in for good measure. We also snuck ahead and got a bronzer named Blue Potato on another route we had access to but couldn't make progress on. He's an adorable little Blue Potato. We love and appreciate him, and he also will be a critical member for getting over a certain challenge. Now, training montage. Because this is what we're doing for 2 days before we walk into Gym 2. This is the plant gym, and it is clowned on by a blue metal plate and a butterfly. The trainers were just tortured. Then we hit Gardenia, and she leads with an imposter best boy. Oh no, it's on like Donkey Kong. Smash the imposter. Which we honestly did save for one scary critical hit. We got the Roserade confused by Blue Potato, let Jasper slowly finish it off with gust after gust after gust, one of the weakest flying moves in the game. And then we get taken aside by a pervert. I mean, a detective. Yeah, a detective. Go to Team Galactic's headquarters. This is a fun time to stomp on a bunch of Team Galactic members because we can. Find out what Hetty acquired, stole, mugged, or otherwise pickpocketed off of Team Galactic. He just casually found a super potion, something I can't even buy yet. I'm getting sus of Hetty now. Then we run into a nightmare, and this is a true nightmare scenario. I have nothing yet that counters dark types because Jasper doesn't have a bug move. So it's time to have a conversation with Commander Jupiter. This is going to be a battle of attrition. The Zubat is just a joke. Strong versus Tank, as I learned to bait out attacks and do a good switch. We switch to Hearthmoon and watch our little avatar do what it does best. Throw rocks. Lots of them. Really hard. I'm confident. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Then Skunk Tank. First off, oh my god, why? Why is it lifting its leg and aiming its ass at me? Seriously. Can't get this image out of my head. It's awful. I hate this Pokemon design and pose. And now I'm going to hate this Pokemon forever. And its non-critical hits from Night Slash nearly kill Heartmoon. This thing hits like a freight train that derailed in Ohio. Too topical? Okay, fair. Still, I wish I did not get hit by that. What precedes is a battle of just wear and tear, where I switch in Hetty to take hits, spam potions, burning through all my potions to outrun the night, to run out of Night Slash. Why? Because I only have 9 Pokemon total, and this thing beats me senseless, and I have to blow the Hyper Potion that Hetty found to heal the team. He's literally saving this run with items he's acquiring. I'm wincing as I use Charm to keep lowering its attack as much as I can, and it still hits like a freaking railroad train coming down out of the Smoky Mountains at 120 miles an hour. Finally, after 20 minutes, I've run this thing out of Night Slash. All that's left is Poison Gas, Smokescreen, and Screech, none of which do direct damage. So the Ginger Tank gets healed up. I put him in. Ginger Tank wears it down in a slow race against Poison through smoke screens. I put Hearth back out, healed while Hetty was buying time. Try to rock slide our way through this battle, burying the Skunk Tank finally under a pile of rubble after 21 minutes of back and forth. We also got an egg. An oh so very vital egg. That won't be as vital as you think it is until later. From Cynthia. And we set out on the bike path, and there's a secret cave. That is where we want to go. For what purpose? To catch my worst nightmare. Into the video, I'm going to reveal something about that worst nightmare. If Ginger's shown any video, it's sitting behind me. I'll explain, I assure you. I am literally irrationally afraid of sharks. I have galeophobia. I'm also afraid of large bodies of water that you can't see a landmass on, or just deep water in general. We run into a Machop, and I go, I already caught one from Gen 1, so not allowed to catch that, so I push onward. Then we get a Gligar. Nairui thinks it's a shiny, but just to mess with us, they switched the shiny and non-shiny skins of Gligar in Platinum, just to mess with people, so it's not a shiny. I just put Tank out, who is a shiny, and everyone heard the sparkles. Even it fooled me. This catch took a while, and I had my heart racing with how close I came to losing a Pokemon to catch it. But then we make our way to Wayward Cave, looking for a Gibble. It takes a bit, but we have everything else in the cave, so I could sit here and farm for a Gibble as long as it takes. See, when you're Nuzlocking, you're bound, and Genlock in particular, you're bound by duplicate clauses. Remember earlier when we flashed the rules on screen and they posted a description and I posted all the rules in the Google Doc verbatim? Basically, because I've had everything else, either in this game or a previous game of the Genlock, in the Wayward Cave, and I've caught them before, and I've got all their evolutions, I can sit here and hunt the Gibble until it shows up. And as terrified as I am of oceans and sharks, I am literally doing this for exposure therapy, right? This is strangely an easier catch than the Gligar. I mean, Dragon Range is scary, especially at our level where 40 HP is like 2/3 of everyone's hit points and it's guaranteed 40 points of damage. But despite my fear of sharks and everything else that go wrong, we push through it. I rotate in and out, put the Gibble to sleep, pray it doesn't run away. We're down to a single Pokeball. This is our last throw. If I miss it, it's gone. We've paralyzed it. It's woken up from sleep. We've paralyzed it, put it deep down into red HP. I throw the ball, and the room goes silent. Yes! Oh my god, we had to use every ball we had. That was the hardest catch I've done in this entire series so far. We name her, yes, it's a female Gibble, Galeophobia, i.e. irrational fear of sharks. On the way through to Hearthmoon City, we stop and get a Chingling in a cave, name it Tribal, since, you know, Typhoon's last Pokemon died horrifically already in this game. And face down a trainer or 4 on the way, including an Onix versus Subcon, the adorable rock killer that is Subcon. We also get a Ralts. Now, we had a Ralts and Emerald, but there's a branching evolution, and so long as I don't use it until it's a Gallade, I'm allowed to catch it. So guess what we're doing? We're getting a Gallade. Because, you know, he won't be useful until he becomes a Gallade anyway. He's likely going to be spending a lot of time in the box. Similar to how Shadow Man, our Carnivore, did an Emerald and then popped out at the end for that nice, good shot. We named it Yay, by the way. Hi, Yay. And we hatch our egg and name it Omelette du Fromage, after the Dexter's Lab episode. While that won't fit entirely, I'm still calling it that, and this is our eggy boy. Then we decide to have a talk in the park to develop friendship and help our Pokemon like us a bit more. We have a nice long walk and talk. I even spend time painstakingly figuring out how far around the park is to walk. We do this for over half an hour of just talking and talking, getting a chance to make Ginger Tank fail special. From there, it's grind, grind, grind. I mean, Pokemon training montage. Yeah! I woke up on August 5th after realizing I had a dead root. I asked chat what I should breed from what I'd caught previously. After a long list and narrowing it down, the stream decided I could have a Scizor. I then spent the next night breeding a Scyther. Lots of Scythers. You see, I decided I would get a Scyther with Baton Pass. And it took a while figuring out all the breeding mechanics. How long? I spent 5 hours of Pokemon mating and preparation. I am now going to give the entire explanation of Salad Maker, the Scizor. It required a ladybug for Baton Pass. I caught a female one to start with and noticed it after I got to level 22, meaning I'd had Baton Pass now, but I needed a male, which meant going back to Route 2, catching another male one, and then training it to 22. Then, when I bred it for the first time, it didn't come out with the move. When I bred it the second time, it came with the move, but the stats were terrible. I mean, absolutely atrocious. It had a 3 in one of them. So I looked at the Pokemon calculator for stats, my jaw dropped. I did not know how Pokemon could be this awful. It had a total of 14 IV points. So I went and caught another Ladybuzz stud, trained it, confirmed its stats, got it to have Baton Pass, bred it with a lovely Scyther girl that Bob already had from her Pokemon Soul Silver game. Then I went to get the Metal Coat. The acquisition of the Metal Coat, which had to be acquired from the Pokeathlon Dome, in many games I barely understood to get enough points to get the Metal Coat with Pokemon I did not know or was particularly familiar with. Bob's Soul Silver game is what I'm getting these from. All of this, and my computer died. Remember that life-changing event? Well, the Scyther breeding footage, all 5 hours of it is gone. You wonder why it took until October for me to want to pick this back up. Because watching 5 hours of edited, ready-to-go footage that I've carefully made for Ginger get ripped apart by a dead hard drive is the most disheartening thing ever. I was heartbroken at this process, demoralized by my computer dying thanks to UPS, and I've been in financial difficulties from hell until April of this year, 2023. It took 7 months to recover, and there's a whole saga about UPS not paying out the insurance until January, and then they only paid out a third of it, so I had to fight them more, and I didn't get the full amount until February. Imagine having $3,000 of insurance and you only get $700 initially, and you had to fight for another month and a half to get the rest of it so you can work. Anyway, now to the actual trade part. We spent the initial part of the stream checking the Scyther we'd bred in Pokemon Silver. Thank you, Heroin Bob, for this copy. You're a wonderful friend. I wouldn't be able to do this without you. We would not make it through this game without you, because she gave me this DSI and this copy of Soul Silver along with many different Japanese and European based Pokemon on it. I don't know why, but thank you for this. The entire trade process and setting it up took 15 minutes. All of this to get a Scizor, because it was something I hadn't had before. I could get it, and honestly, it was something nice to have. We put the Metal Coat on it, sent it over, put Omelette du Flamage for safekeeping. Foreshadowing. It's a thing. Omelette du Flamage is now over there for safekeeping. I won't be tempted by Metronome. We have a Scizor now. Why is it green? I'm sorry. Why? Who dares? What god above finds justice in the kid who was forced to burn Pokemon cards only to get this many shinies? I would think there was some kind of cursed 3DS system, but in the last 2 weeks on Pokemon Arceus, within the first 4 hours of the game, I found a shiny Wurple, shiny Bidoof, shiny Rapidash, and a shiny mother freaking Beautifly. 4 hours. First stream of Pokemon Arceus. I need an adult. I really do. But yeah, that's just out of nowhere. I'm going to take you aside now, because this is targeted at one individual person. They know who they are. I'm going to relent to you. Not by name. But I will agree with you. After Pokemon Arceus, and after writing this script, I need to go buy a lottery ticket and work and go gamble in a casino for a week. Because this shiny luck is apparently unreal. I've never played Pokemon before. I don't understand what shiny luck actually is. I don't understand what being unlucky with shinies is either. To explain, within the first 10 minutes of playing Pokemon Go, in a room I wasn't allowed to leave as I had been deplaned at LAX and put into a quarantine site, I caught a shiny Hitmonchan. First 10 minutes of playing the game. Nerui had an utter rage moment, and now it's tradition that every time I find something shiny, I have to show it to Nerui. I was doubting your claims about being a shiny magnet. But after the shinies in Arceus, I decided that I would sit down and do some math. It should be noted that I'm allowed to play Pokemon Arceus because it's not in this Nuzlocke Genlock set. In other words, I can go out of my way and play things that aren't in this set altogether, so long as they aren't a mainline game in a generation I haven't played yet. Now, the math I did, because science. Statistics are very important in science. This has required me to rewatch all of the footage I had. You understand why it took so long to do this script. Every single battle since I started playing Crystal had to be counted all the way to the end of the Emerald, plus all of my Pokemon Go calculations, and as many Arceus calculations as I could factor in. All in total, in Platinum, in order to meet my rules and conditions, were 1 in 8,192. Now, if we factor in Harrow and Bob Skip to me, the Soul Silver, Pokemon Black X. Soul Silver is a European copy with a Korea Ditto in it. Yeah, Bob got around. So that brings the odds of the Scizor to 1 in 256. I received a Larvitar egg from a local viewer for my Melodic. It's a full odds. As far as I'm concerned, it's a 1 in 1,500, meaning that statistically, I should not have a shiny Scizor or Larvitar. I'm sorry, I shouldn't. Now, the other Pokemon shiny starter chance, Ginger, the odds are 1 in 8,192. Now, I went through all of Platinum using only rare candies that Hetty the Pachirisu acquired, or the few I found on the ground. I fought a total of 16,711 battles on live stream that had a chance to have shiny from our footage, plus 3 full training sessions off stream with 3 to 8 hours each. So let's tack on another 1,800 battles for good measure to accommodate our 245 hour playtime. Cool. I encountered 0 shinies in all of those battles. Not one. Statistically, I should have encountered 2.2. In Emerald, by our footage, I went through 11,221 battles. I encountered 1 shiny and Gilded Dash killed it. Neat. Neat piece of artwork doesn't make me forget that Gilded Dash is a crit-hungry murder bird with no mercy. Wish I could have had her in the new games. No statistical anomaly in Emerald. Crystal, extreme statistic anomaly. Azrael the Knockout and Neirui the Haunter exist. I don't even have to do the math here to know the normal is abnormal. Doing the math, I had 14,771 battles in Crystal, including the fact we got soft lock and had to restart. I counted those fights. Now, all of this leads me to understanding statistically from those 2 games, I should have encountered 5 and 6. I encountered 4. So the eggs make the rate even, but then we get to Pokemon Go and Arceus. Arceus, I've encountered 4 in a total of 9 hours of play, and I highly doubt I've seen 8,192 Pokemon. Sorry, I haven't. I should not have statistically encountered 1 in Arceus. Then Pokemon Go. Now, Pokemon Go has different shiny odds. Raids are 1 in 20 and 1 in 500 for random shinies in the wild, except on boosted shiny days. So, I've caught 93 shinies at the time of recording. Counting duplicate shinies, I've caught 109. Of those 109, let's take out the ones from raids. That brings me down to 99. Now let's take out the ones from Community Day and Research Rewards because those are boosted shiny rates. That leaves 71. Now let's take out the 2 from trades. 69. Giggity. The number is giggity. 69 Pokemon I can confirm I have caught in the wild with a full 1 in 500 chance. I've only caught 18,782 Pokemon total, including raids, community days, and everything. At the highest possible number, my wild shiny chance should be 38 total caught. Less than half of what I actually have. I'm doing all this on physical hardware. The footage you're watching this entire time has been a camera pointer at a 3DS screen adjusted so it runs at the same refresh rated settings as a 3DS screen to create the illusion of a capture card. What you're seeing now is how the setup looks from my point of view on stream. I recorded this footage beforehand, and why I'm having to constantly leer over at the camera when I'm streaming, because I'm having to look over the camera. I'm looking very much forward to finishing Ultra Sun in a couple of weeks and being able to put down a Switch and just use a regular capture card and be happy. But apparently, okay, Neirui, you win. I'm a shiny magnet. by statistics. And I will not protest this any further. The math doesn't check out. It upsets me just as much as you, as a scientist, that this math is just not working. And I don't like it. Because some people are going to accuse me of cheating. And I hate that they are. But I've done everything in my power to make sure I don't even know how. And two, yeah. Thanks, Lori, for making sure everything got transferred. Anyway, welcome to the team, Salad Maker. You're going to make some salad. This was to train and bond with Salad Maker and our new friends. All of them. We actually starting to build a stock of available Pokemon and types. And all through this day, Hetty stole Great Balls, Full Heals, Rare Candies, and Super Potions. I mean acquired. He acquired. The Deer Squirrel Mafia, I said acquired. I plead the fifth after that word. And before that word. We also narrowed ourselves up a dozen more Fiaura Perfects. That was about it for the day. Oh wait, tomorrow's going to be fun. New day, new challenges, more Fiaura Perfects, squirrel acquisition methods that I don't even want to get into. Up until now, we had Galeophobia also evolve into a Gabite. And we caught a Metatite. A female Metatite named Jackie Chan. Don't ask questions. And we caught a Staravia named Featherbrain. Because Drazzle's dead. We also caught a Duskull named Orsk. It was a good day. Short day of training. And oh my god, we are now over 100 hours. By now, I know both the routine and everything I need to do. Hit the ground running. Hetty yoinks more stuff that we desperately need for more money.
The next day,
We evolve Hearthmoon to Pupitar. Nice, slow, rainy day outside for a stream at my physical therapy place just before I return home. To end the stream, Subcon evolves into Gastrodon, making it very warm and smiling. Now to the tragedy. Computer dies on the way home. UPS destroyed the motherboard, damaged the video card, broke 2 of my hard drives outright, dented and warped a titanium case. All while my computer was wrapped inside bubble wrap, styrofoam, and everything else conceivable. I cried, and what's worse is UPS took until after Christmas to even pay for some of the damages, and it took another month and a half. Because of this destroyed computer, I didn't get to see my wife for Christmas. This was pain. I will not soon forget, and I will never, ever ship anything through UPS ever again, and I will advise everyone to avoid it. I need you to understand, this computer was like a friend. For the last 4.5 years, its hum of its fans could tell me if something was wrong with it. I just felt devastated. Emotionally, it was a lot to just stop and go, why isn't my computer turning on? Oh, right. I lost 2.5 months of time. This entire challenge was supposed to be done by Scarlet, and if not for this massive kick, I would have been able to get it done. Just barely. So from August 8th until October 31st, that's how long it was before I could pick Platinum back up with enough confidence. And every time Ginger looks at the gap in the dates on the files, he's had a mini heart attack because he keeps thinking that Twitch deleted some files that he's missing. My editor has been a real trooper, and I appreciate all of his work in this. Then I put my head down and pounded through Platinum, hardcore for the next 2 weeks, day in, day out, 8 hours a day, 6 of them on stream, 2 of them grinding up, whole way through. This is the grindiest part of Platinum. It's the worst. There's no safe place to train. Staravia's with Endeavor and Quick Attack, Weasels with Pursuit and Quick Attack, Barbaros with Water Gun, Rollout, and Endure. It's annoying and constantly trips back to the Pokemon Center to avoid death. After a break to play some Pokemon Go, kill a Mega Bayonet with everyone on stream. By the way, we're doing this throughout the challenge, as I mentioned earlier. I need some tips to pay for the coins and remote passes to bring everybody in. The more you show up, the more we do these excursions. We also took out a Giratina for all of you, for reasons. We finished the day with more Fiaura perfects, that number's going up and I don't like it, and a bit more discovering of items that were just quotation marks lying around. He swears he just found them on the ground. At least that's what the Patchy Risu says. November 1st, we headed to the tower and encounter trainers to speed our training along. He takes an entire half hour to get an actual item. What lovely self-control he has. Finally, we're ready. Everyone is trained up and we step into Gym 4. Let me remind you, this takes so long because I promised to take care of everyone I caught. That means I caught 20 Pokemon and the average and the current level is 22 and the next gym is 31. I have to train all 20 of them to 29 to 30, every single one. Jackie Chan proves her worth with calm minds, resistance to fighting moves, and generally just bashing our way through the trainers like they're nothing. He decimates a Chad's 3 Machop team. 4, actually. This guy had nothing but Machokes, and he just decimates them in Gym 4. Second Chad we've met. He is dedicated to his art. I really do love finding the silliest things developers put in games. And some of these trainers, I'm just like, I want to see what happens when they grow, when they grow even more and their Pokemon are fully evolved, and what they do with like 6 Gyarados or 4 Machamps. This man is a legend. The fact he had 4 of them. He's got 5! He's got a Gyarados Fiesta! He's got 5 Gyaradoses! And all of them are increasingly higher level! This man is a legend! Finally, after solving the weight training in this game and fighting all the trainers, which generally took 20 minutes, we set up to face the gym leader and sort our team together. I'm so nervous and excited. I'm trembling because I've been training for weeks. Almost a full week for this one gym. You can see the 3DS, despite being stabilized, shaking in the camera on my desk because I'm physically shaking. Melee prepares herself and so do I. We step up and it's time to fight. This is not a short fight like the 3 gyms. This is actually hard. We start with Jackie Chan versus her Meditite and immediately get slammed in the face by a fake out to flinch our round 1. Ouch. Calm Mind up and Rock Tomb, really? Wow, surprise me. What is her Meditite doing for Wheaties? Like, what is it actually eating? And then Jackie Chan gets confused. Smacks himself down to 5 HP. Okay, this gym is finally where Platinum goes hard mode. Strategy to calm mind and confuse my way through this is now lost. It's time to improvise. And improvise we shall. I know the AI, when it senses a kill move, goes for the kill automatically every time, and I have 5 HP. This is literally the death zone. There's almost no move in the game that will do less than 5 points of damage. So I know the next move is going to be attack move. No super effective move against each other, so it's going to be something. The question is what? I need to switch into the right Pokemon to resist the move. Galeophobia, it's your turn. She has to resist virtually everything this thing can throw at us, and is thick with leftovers. Discovered on one of my champions from Emerald. Thanks, Lori. Guess that's the advantage of a gen lock when transferring up until you hit Pokemon Bank. You can keep sending up items. Drain Punch. It's the 4th move, a self-heal and damage move. Great. And I've dealt 2 points of damage. This is going great. Dragon Rage. Screw it. It's a race against Drain Punch and leftovers. Sandstorm doing damage for me as well. I have to heal. No choice. I mean, I could go for Dragon Rage, but I cannot estimate the HP properly because they don't have a number, they just have a bar. And figure this is going to be the best choice right now, but all of this is going to draw out this fight. And this is the part I'm worried about. It's literally a contest of chip damage versus regeneration. Finally he gets a miss and I can swing back without being in crit range for the Drain Punch. I tie it in a Sand Tomb to add to my chip damage that happens every round while I wait for the 5th and final Drain Punch to get used. I keep up the Sandstorm and let the confusion, which we're resistant to. I switch to Ginger Tank. It's a very good tank. Time for me to drain back with Mega Drain, a crit. And we're clear to the next Pokemon. Then I realize Ginger Tank doesn't have his ground typing yet. Joy! He doesn't get it until his 3rd Evo. Oh look, a Lucario who ignores the Sandstorm, and I don't. Okay. Desperation Weapon. Orsk. The Dust Skull. Curse. Now let me explain something very important. Curse on ghost-type Pokemon removes half their HP to put a curse on the enemy that will cause them to die over the next 4 turns at roughly 1/4 of their HP being reduced per turn. Orsk has 54 hit points. Sandstorm, when he summoned out, did 2 points to him. This is important, pay attention. The Sandstorm stops the next turn. The Lucario of Melee does a Metal Claw and does enough damage to put us at 26. The problem with Curse, 1/2 of 54 is 27. So if the Sandstorm didn't damage Orsk, he would have 1 HP. I literally killed my own Pokemon. Orsk gave up his afterlife. Yes, he's a ghost already, and he died again. For us to pull this out, we had to put out Galeophobia and let her Dragon Rage him down while the curse takes out Lucario. Machoke comes out, and honestly, that was an easy match for our Dragon type. I literally had milk on hand and gave it to Galeophobia during the round as a snacky to help finish the gym fight off. Orsk, however, your sacrifice will not soon be forgotten. I hope you do enjoy your time away. Please don't haunt me from beyond the grave. Ginger Tank evolves into his ultimate derpy form now, by the way. He's such a cute boy. Then we begin the hunt for the great, what will become Heroin Bob, and which takes over an hour. Now, to mention the lives of 45, not to mention it also takes the lives of 45 Geodudes, starting our tendency towards Geocide. Not genocide, no, this is specifically for Geodudes. Galeophobia isn't sorry. She's 100% not sorry for this. We finally caught a Hippopotas, and then immediately acquired a Rhyhorn on the route outside the cave. Blue Potato evolved too during the great Geocide hunt, and he learned a new trick, how to find, quotation marks, dust stones. He also started 4-bean discounting Ultra Balls, something else we couldn't buy, and he's 4-bean discounting it. Goto beans. Time to get back to the grindstone. Oh look, Hetty grabbed a pair of rare candy for us. That makes it slightly easier because it saves time. The day was spent grabbing items, working our way through levels, a single Fiaura perfect, get another ding on that counter. We also agreed to a blind trade for a Pokemon. I got a Magnemite. He's cute. We named him Solar Aura. Hetty continued to 4-bean discounts and committed Grand Theft Repel. That was it. That was an entire 2 full streams, 10 hours of work. And this is part of playing the game the traditional way. Grinding up slowly towards the next gym, events here and there, nothing really big or major, and just constantly holding a conversation with the chat. The training continues. There's going to be a lot of this, by the way. I do realize it's going to be terrible to train the Staravia Featherbrain because it has very low defenses. It doesn't have great EVs besides attack and speed, actually. Hetty snagged a few more balls in a Great Rope, and Featherbrain had a fly battle with a Chatot and evolved for it. I mean, I put this footage in as a note, was the epic battle of flying until one of them make a mistake. Hetty found an Ether, 6 Great Balls, 1 Repel, 1 Super Repel, 1 Hyper Potion, and 1 Super Potion in a single day. Really bad dad. You stole a Hyper Potion from her, Hetty! I'm going to keep putting found in quotation marks, however, because at this point, I believe I am an agent for the Squirrel Mafia and they're paying me off to be silent. Got Bob to evolve into a Hippowdon, and as I watched Hetty start 4-beating discount more things, we tagged up 2 more Fiaura Perfects in the first 2 hours of play. This was a brutal 6-hour session, and at this point, I've been training in this region for literally 4 streams. 4 streams of constantly working on leveling up Pokemon, only to end this stream with another Fiaura Perfect. I spent 5 hours between sessions deciding I needed to move on to a gym at this point. This including evolving Carl the Houndour to Houndoom, Solar the Magnemite to Magneton, and Omelette du Flamage to Togetic. Omelette du Flamage, of course, evolves off screen because I'm just sick and tired of grinding and want to get it all done. So I do a bunch of training off screen and forget that friendship evolves can happen, as can level evolves, and I should have checked the level. The Fiaura Perfects today also include a Fiaura Perfect XP. I wish I was kidding, but Hearthman was 6 XP from a level. By the way, here's some footage from a marathon of training. Yes, it's 2:34 a.m. I finally finished. I would spend 6 to 10 hours playing XCOM off stream, sometimes to get done, and resume playing the next day. This brings me back to those days. Yeah, I guess I finally found a new XCOM series. It's less violent. It involves adorable animals fighting to the death instead. But for those that don't know, yeah, I'm really starting to like Pokemon, and I'm extremely new at this, with only having played for 8 months by the time I finished Platinum, and 10 by the time we started making this video. So at this point, doing re-records, I've been playing for 14 months, almost 15. I get ready on the next day. We're up to November 12th. We started this game on July 22nd. Anyway, rival fight. Boy. Oh boy. We haven't seen you. Oh dear gods, he's got a team now. I'm level for the gym, not boy. I had no idea there was a rival fight. I've brought a team to face the gym, but that means we have a 1 level advantage over our opponent, but the wrong team. Immediately recognizing the 4x weakness of Ginger Tank, however, I switched Final Sight or Luxray and decided to switch to Solar Aura since he has a 100% chance to hit move and watch the quick attack bounce off. Solar Aura's Metal Sound misses, so we use Lock On and prepared the Thunder Shock. Time for a Rod from God against Staravia. I'm feeling cocky. Cocky. Ready. Wait. I've got nothing that counters fire type whatsoever. Featherbrain, you're up. Good luck. Now, remember earlier I mentioned Featherbrain has low defense stat as illustrated here, and Lear just lowered it further. Oh, we're in Risk Fun now. We debate if Monferno is fighting fire or just fire, since Ginger Tank didn't gain ground until his 3rd evolution. Turns out Monferno is fighting type and aerial aces this one. That pun was bad, but totally worth it. And if you could find the pun, let me know. I decided to go all in now. Featherbrain's defense is low and a critical hit takes half his health. But we go for close combat and crit right back. Rosalina comes out and stands no chance against a determined Featherbrain. And I use Fly to make sure that Featherbrain doesn't get hit again and ends this battle. Featherbrain, with a total carry, having outperformed any expectation I had for them whatsoever. Keep it up. This is the game where I learn how IVs and EVs work, and Featherbrain, based on what I knew, my expectations for you were very low, but you did it. So the trainers are just nothing to us in this gym, resulting in this image as we came here for glory. To my salad maker, the Scizor. He came for glory and intends to deliver. Crasher Wake leads with a Gyarados. Final Sight looks at it, and I remember from Yellow being on the other end of this with a Thunder. Enjoy some Spark. And it lived. Wait, what? It lived the Spark and took half of Final's HP? How? Fiaura Perfect strikes again? This is a terrible sign. I want a damage check from the ref immediately. Anyone, seriously. I decided to take advantage of this in a weird way, though. Knowing Wake is going for a Hyper Potion, I scare the Gyarados back into its ball. He wastes the Hyper Potion, and the Gyarados has to switch out. And I also know an Earth Attack is coming out, and put Ginger Tank in to resist. I watch the Mud Shot bounce, and it lowers the speed of a Pokemon that's already so slow that he might have realized that Windows Internet Explorer isn't loading yet. My slowest Pokemon with speed debuff is still faster than Quagsire. Look at this level up. Holy cow. I've actually done proper EV training like I wanted to learn, and Ginger Tank is a reflection of proper EV training. Thank you, chat, for teaching me that. I'm going to be super careful in exactly 1 minute 18 seconds because a Floatzel leads with an Ice Fang. but Ginger Tank holds on. Despite 4 times weakness, this trooper hangs on with 33 HP and mega drains. But I know it's coming now, and Ice Fang definitely kills, and I need something to resist it. I panic switch, trying to calm myself. I remind myself that they don't get to move until I choose mine. I like Chrono Trigger, an RPG I've played extensively, where the enemy can act even if out of turn at times. I bring in Salad Maker, who just soaks that Ice Fang, and triple check his moveset, waiting for the stream raid to go past so I can actually take my time and pick out a move properly. I decide to look up Crasher Wake's team, move, and everything I can, because now that I'm actually in the fight, I can look it up. I want to make sure he has no surprises with this Floatzel before I move. A fire or a ground move would absolutely end Salad Maker. And bring in Hetty, who can just tank the brine, and instead of being faster, Hetty takes a crunch but finishes the Floatzel with a discharge. Very nicely done, Hetty. The Mafia Don in our party deciding he needed a toaster in that bathtub. Now, Wake's Gyarados comes back out. This is opener and technically weakest Pokemon, but it's a fucking Gyarados. I think it's going to go for a waterfall, at least as far as I could tell. It's his best move, and it will kill Hetty. Now, if you've been keeping track, I've only got 2 Pokemon who haven't been in this fight, and who therefore haven't taken any damage. I risk it for the biscuit and throw Fetterbrain, thinking he has full health and not reading his actual health, but he does lower Gyarados' attack with an Intimidate. Featherbrain soaks the first hit. I use Fly, see what the attack is. He sticks to Waterfall. Featherbrain delivers the hit and then Disaster. Gyarados with a critical hit from a Waterfall. Featherbrain's gone. Critical hits ignore debuffs to attack stats and buffs to defense stats. Featherbrain, who I just spent 4.5 days training, EV training, doing everything, including dumping nearly 200 EV points in so his defense can actually take a hit. All that time and effort, not to mention 120,000 Pokebucks for EV items, which at this point means the only Poke Dollars I have is from the items that Hetty finds in quotation marks from this point forward. I've spent all my money. All that time and effort. And our Fly HM, our only flyer, our last flyer, the last chance I have at a Staraptor. Gone. All of that. So yeah, we have to still kill the Gyarados now, by the way. I put out Solar Aura, who's still on full health, and Thundershock, hoping to live it. 28 damage, Thundershock, match over. Still, I didn't make it through this gym without losing a Pokemon. And we have no bird for this game. As I said at the start of the video when we first caught Drazzle, Murder Bird number 3 or 4. 4 technically, and now we have 0. And I have no flyer whatsoever to make up for it. No one who can learn fly. For the first time in Genlock, no bird Pokemon. The only way to save Featherbrain would have been to give it leftovers, which is the most devastating part of this. I had leftovers available and didn't think to take it off of Galeophobia, who's sitting over there in the box, and give it to them. I didn't think to do that. I had the power, and I failed. Next, we get threatened with a bomb threat. We learned about the lake spirits and balance and how the world cannot change because of that balance. He leads with a Sneasel, which I've never actually seen before. It looks like a cat and a bird gave up halfway through, going through each. Then I remember Florida Man had a Sneasel and Crystal. Oh, right. I've been here before. Carl, how about a good old-fashioned Fire Fang? With lower defense, I believe he's going for a Slash, and I remember the Night Slash Nightmare earlier in this game, so I switched to Salad Maker, and Cyrus Hyper Potions. Oh no, not again. So I tell Salad Maker just a bullet punch through and move past the Sneasel. Up next is a Murkrow, and after I learned this, what Sneasel looks like now in the Gen 2 version, it's way radically different. Like, that is a Like, it has the same general shape, but the colors and textures are completely different at this point. Anyway, I forgot to remove the Firefox overlay during this, by the way, because I was showing the stream what Sneasel looks like. I'm an idiot! Salad Maker just punches through Mirth Crow. We get a gold bat, and I realize the conditions we are under, a critical hit on Salad Maker will end him. So I bring in Hearth for a rock slide and call it a day. This is the last time we will fight Cyrus, and he will be this easy at the same time. A few dead roots where I can't catch anything, several trainer fights, lots of training later, we arrive outside gym number 6. The Steel Gym. Only for my rival to show up unexpectedly. Now it's gonna be a boss fight. Oh boy, let's go. We got a boy fight, and he's got a Staraptor now, and I wish I still had my Staraptor. Memories. Only made moments ago. Technically it's been 2 days, but still. I haven't had enough time to mourn. Properly. Anyway, final sight spark. Before he can double team up, he misses the takedown, and we hit our second spark. Staraptor's out. Heracross throws me for an absolute loop. I realize now, I've got virtually nothing that can deal with Heracross. I put out Blue Potato thinking, neutrally effective, and a critical hit Brick Break almost rings our bell outright. Okay, we're in a bad day. I know he's going to Brick Break again. I know he is, and I don't have a flyer. I have no flying to deal with this. I should have brought Jasper the Beautifly and regret so many decisions. Instead, we put out Galeophobia and hope Brick Break doesn't hurt too much and won't be able to deal with this. 2 crit hits in a row. 2 in a row with a Brick Break. Galeophobia's at 4 HP, recovers to 10. Are you kidding me? Got no options. Nothing that can resist Heracross. Nothing that's super effective. I'm screwed. Dead to rights. Boy has me. He can sweep my entire team because of 2 crit hits now. There's no strategy to plan around this. I have the wrong team. Nothing I can do. This run should end right here and now. Night Slash actually doesn't critical despite having an improved critical chance. Okay, this fight is just disgusting in the worst ways. I fire back with Earth Power and Brick Break doesn't crit. Great, bad choices all around. I'm on tilt. This is a bad day. Again, this one Pokemon has us. Moo Moo Milk, I'm burning items. Surf isn't enough. I whip out a Hyper Potion to save Subcon. Look, this isn't a hardcore Nuzlocke. I'm allowed to use potions. And this Heracross is... What? He withdrew Heracross. The one Pokemon that could kill me. Boy went from an almost 100% run-ending promise to giving me a chance by switching in Roserade and letting me switch to a fire type. This shouldn't happen. Why did he switch? I don't understand. Oh, Carl, you're up. Let's do this. Fire Fang, Roserade dead. Floatzel is countered by Hetty, despite Boy's 4th critical hit to my 0. Spark and another heal and another spark. Floatzel's down after Boy's 5th critical hit. Seriously, game. What the hell? I realize a crit on Hetty will kill him even at 100% HP, and Boy is throwing criticals like they're going out of style. I need an option. I need an out for Heracross, and it's gambling with Hetty's life. Hetty's base speed is 10 faster, which means this comes down to IVs and EVs. If Hetty is faster because Hetty's base speed IV and Heracross, he wins. But if Hetty has a bad speed IV and his Heracross has a good speed IV, and I know I haven't put much focus on speed EVs into anyone, which means all it takes is Heracross to have a 10-point advantage on a 31 scale. 1 in 3 chance. Hetty has the move Charm, which cuts Heracross's attack by 50%, down 2 stages, which won't matter if he crits. In theory, Charm has a 100% chance to hit. Hetty should be faster, all in theory. Charm goes off, reduces Heracross's attack, and now without critting, I cut the average damage by 48%. Okay, we can actually fight this. More potions. We aren't going to switch out and instead give Hetty one of the hyper potions he found, for his Squirrel Mafia, and then work Heracross down with discharges, even paralyzing and ensuring we win all the speed races, because when you're paralyzed, your speed is cut in half, even if you overcome the paralysis. Literally a die roll. This is not the first time that everything comes down to a die roll, and it won't be the last. Infernape is next, and he's potentially devastating. Hetty is not faster, so he has to take the hit and charm down its attack. I know this is a weird move, but then Hetty uses Cut after some healing, and the reason is to unlock Last Resort, which doesn't do damage because this Infernape is a brick wall of brick-breaking pain. Hetty keeps buying time so I can heal Subcon and put the big slug back out, which boy immediately throws his 7th critical hit of this match. I have 0 crits. He has 7. Are you kidding me? We heal Subcon. Keep Subcon up so long as he doesn't keep throwing criticals like Grandma's full-size Snickers for Halloween candy. Surf finishes this fight. The fight lasted a full 20 grueling minutes. I'm sweating, nervous, a wreck through it all. Boy has grown, and boy howdy am I proud of him. I'm going to make sure this sort of fight never happens again. We get HM4 for strength so we can move boulders now. And then, tragedy. While we're out killing Geodudes and Gravelers for defense EVs, a Graveler self-destructs on Galeophobia. I'm going to point this out. This Gibble and now a Gabite has been a moody, hard to train, hard to live with, heart attack provoking fuck. I mean, it has been hard to just let it exist. It's been extremely hard to train without getting it killed, and now it's all that pain and effort is now just dead. Or is it? You see, by the rules established with Crystal concerning Nuzlocke or Genlock, if you have a max revive or can get one without first returning to a Pokemon Center, you're allowed to revive a dead Pokemon. Guess what I proceed to do for the next half hour? Holy Grail Quest! We've acquired 3 max revives over the course of the game, and every single one of them has been eaten by this damn land shark. Every one of them. During the Holy Grail quest, Jackie Chan evolves. Wonderful. I swear to God, this freaking land shark better love me, because otherwise I'm seriously going to have any idea how much pain it's put me through. And the chat has insisted I keep finding a way to make it live over and over, despite my reservations and absolute horrific fear of sharks. Why do you think its name is Galeophobia? In other news, back into the cave system. I'm tired of stuff. We crashed through everything with Subcon up front. No mercy whatsoever. Subcon is a real hero of this story. We meet up with Riley. Subcon owns the wild Pokemon, the trainers, everything on the way through here. Subcon dominates it. Even the Team Galactic fight where I find out Discharge hits your teammates too. Whoops. But I had Hetty on that Zubat. Like white on Hetty squirrel ass to blast through there. Then Riley's Lucario goes down and leaves us in a 2v1 situation because Riley has no other Pokemon. Great fucking job. You brought 1 Pokemon. You could only make 1 friend? Man, talk about an antisocial problem. Great, fine. Dirty Gippy gets in a blow, but otherwise we can't stay here being weak to absolute obscene point, but Subcon can. And it's surfing Subcon with the win into a 1v1 fight. Fee perfect a gold bat. No, I'm not kidding. And then after that fight with Team Galactic, they put out a stunky. Subcon, just please, surfing, please. Confuse Ray? Great. We're confused and toxic. Subcon goes, nope, I'm okay. Let's do this. Okos. 1-hit KO. He just pulled out of his ass on a 1% chance without a crit. Because I went back and did a move calculation to figure out what were the odds of him getting that critical hit, getting that one shot without a crit. Subcon just chads his way through this. Yeah, he's probably on the Elite Four team member. Chad will decide if he is or not, but I'm super happy with Subcon and his legendary abilities. Our final action today is hatching a Relu that Riley gave us, evolving Omelette du Flamage into a Toga Kiss. We have a flyer again. No grinding all day on the 12th, not one bit, just entirely forward. Move the plot, battle rivals, grab a holy grail, lose Featherbrain. Overall, this 8-hour session of streaming has just been full of roller coaster highs and dips down below ground. Dead Geokion are up to 168, by the way. The game shifts to a nighttime filter while I ride my bike around to hatch the egg Riley gave us. We keep training during this time by the way of EXP share and everything heading to our level cap for the steel gem. I have 110 hours in platinum so far. 110! We have a Toga Kiss, and that means I finally have a flyer again, and I love that blimp. That wonderful blimp of a boy. But yeah, capture card right now, when we were doing this, was over $1,500 because they're not manufactured anymore, and the ones that are bought up almost instantly. I'm just happy Omelette du Flamage and Ye can actually participate in the game now. With Ye being in the box since Gym 3 to avoid leveling past moves, I want him to have an Omelette du Flamage not being upset until... Wait, you have Serene Grace? You have Serene Grace! Holy cow! You actually got the better ability. Ancient Power works 20% of the time. This is amazing. Can't possibly ever even work when I absolutely fucking need it to. This is foreshadowing. I want you all to know this. Serene Grace never caused Ancient Power to work in a timely manner ever. And I'm going to pay for this repeatedly by trying to bank on it happening. The game literally breaks its own rules during the important fights. I want you to know this. Relu hatches after 2.5 hours of riding around Senna with us. They name him the Iron Chef, and I left him in the party to accumulate friendship points so he could evolve. Later, we will hatch another Pokemon that I got through trade with one of my local friends, taking one of my Emerald Pokemon, Fop, the savior of Gem 7 from the Emerald video, was traded so he could have a new home, and in exchange, a Vulpix egg. The Vulpix itself I wouldn't use, but I could use it to become a Ninetales later, since I've never had a Ninetales. All of this happened off stream, and so I deposited the Vulpix in the box and kept it there quietly. It'll come back in Pokemon Black when we do the Black video, because I've already played through Pokemon Black, and I know when Nightly 9 will rise up. Now, the chat voted for Hiko to become a Flareon. Their choices were Flareon, Umbreon, Sylveon, Glaceon, or Leafeon. They chose Flareon, so now we have to make sure a nice fire Pokemon to choose from, so I decided that they're going to name the Vulpix Nightly 9, and I hide them away as I described. Then we must train all day for another day. That is quite frequent in Platinum, is entire multi 5+ hour streams of just training Pokemon. Hiko learns Flamethrower through a TM, we score one more Fiaura Perfect, and that's it. What follows is 2 days of maddening EV training against more than 200 Geodudes that have been slaughtered for the purpose of raising physical defense 1 point at a time, that we literally have to do this for 2 entire days, 14 hours, preparing for gym number 6. We have Hiko, Salad Maker, Carl, Iron Chef, and Bob Potato, and Galeophobia, all set up to go into the Steel Gym and own it. All of them are leveled 39 to 40. I, of course, start the game by bumping the camera, for reasons, and have to do a massive readjustment after I spent 2 hours making sure it was perfect. Now, Hiko, time to shine, you war crime on legs. Hiko just flamethrowers through the trainers, like they are standing still while Iron Chef palm strikes anything Hiko doesn't outright kill. Finally, we get to the gym leader, Byron. I'm excited. Iron Chef is ready. Hiko's ready. Salad Maker's in reserve. Magneton versus Iron Chef out the gate. It's revealed I've already defeated his son, the first gym leader, by the way. I start with a sword stance because nothing that Magneton has is effective, much less super effective. And prepare Iron Chef to power the fuck up. Holy cow, Thunderbolt hurts like hell. We can't afford that third sword dance. Force Palm! Magneton down in one hit. I debate for a moment, then decide to push and punish Steelix. 2 sword dances, it turns out, was enough to kill it. The bulldoze would have wrecked Iron Chef, by the way. Absolutely. Completely destroyed him. This was all in, all at once, one strike. Iron Chef levels during the fight, putting us one level over. Bastodon has a flamethrower, as well as steel and rock moves. So fire bad. Fighting is great, but it has sturdy. And if Bastodon hits with just the right move, Iron Chef goes down. Remember, super effective moves bypass sturdy. Iron Chef with a gym carry officially, entirely on his own. We leave the gym and something explodes, sending everyone into a frenzy where I got sent to an explosion at Lake Valor. Now we meet Professor and Boy at the library, do some research, and prepare to go face down Team Galactic. If you've ever played a Pokemon game or have been watching the series to this point, you know that the end of Gym 6 is plot, usually, and the end of Gym 7 is all the plot. So, here we go. Lake Valor, slaughtering our way through grunts. Teddy will discharge for spite and swipe whatever he wants from them, getting us a few more items. None of them particularly useful, but hey, there they are. Oh no, Commander Mars and Saturn, both. I've got to step into the arena with both of them back to back. This is not going to be a fun time. Golbat is no match for Hetty's release of Static Everywhere. Though again, with the game delivering critical hits to me over and over, seriously, what did I do to deserve to get this many crits put on me? Toxicroak is next for Saturn. I debate for a while. Yes, it's been this long and I still haven't fully memorized the type chart. It's a really big type chart, okay? But taking my time has proven to be the best course of action. If I panic, somebody dies. But rather ensuring my information would be the best choice I could make. Subcon comes back out to own Team Galactic and immediately gets critical hit. If Subcon wasn't resistant to Poison Jab, it would have damn near killed him. Reminder, that's 2 crits in this fight in 3 rounds against me with moves that don't have a particularly high crit chance. What are your Pokemon made of, Team Galactic? Unobtainium? Earth Power with Stab, and finally, after so many critical hits on me over the last 3 sessions, I get 1. Subcon, the absolute unit, kills Toxicroak. By the way, funny enough, people are playing Scarlet and Violet now. When I'm playing this and Final Sight is taking names of his Pokemon, I'm glad I've inspired others to grab their friends as their Pokemon. The Bronzor uses Iron Defense, which applies only to defense, and Subcon's moves are all special attacks. Bronzor has Levitate, so Earth Power can't get through it, though the Shadow Ball against Subcon almost completely bounces. Look at this unit, he's eating Shadow Balls and only takes 9 damage. This is a Chad. I understand now why Jaden Animations loves this Pokemon. It is amazing. We switch into Hiko, knowing Shadow Ball is coming, and Hiko eats that Shadow Ball like it's a piece of candy, then unleashes the power of pure napalm and war crimes. Bronzor's gone. Commander Saturn dead. We heal up and sprint to the other lake with Professor Rowan, where we face off against multiple double battles. Oh, how I still hate these! And then we must face Commander Mars again. I debate for a bit, heal up, make sure the team is ready for this. She tells me off and explains how much trouble I caused, and she hates my face, then starts the fight. I have Iron Chef and Galeophobia. And out the gate, Galeophobia critical hits and Fiaura perfects her gold bat. So close to an Oko. But I suspect there may be an item that may have stopped the Oko. What could that be? Does that gold bat have a focus sash, maybe? Confuse Ray sucks, so it's time to... I think it's time... It's going for the Air Cutter now that I'm confused. And we switch to Iron Chef, as predicted, Air Cutter. I'm starting to get the hang of this. Metal Claw. Goodbye, Golbat. Mars brings out her Bronzor now, who is resistant to steel and fighting moves of Iron Chef. I'm hoping for an iron defense while we sword dance. It does. So we are in attack versus a defense race. I realize close combat, though it isn't super effective against Bronzor, I doubled down on the sword dance. I need more attack than the Bronzor has defense. We keep up the buff race. Me first. I steal the extra sensory and make the Bronzor flinch. I literally used a me first, and it successfully caused a flinch. This is pivotal. It's funny because it doesn't actually do much. Me first fails and Confuse Ray comes next, making me confused. And now I have to, despite the raises in defense and offense between us, I don't switch and instead use a Person Berry. Extra Sensory doesn't do nearly as much damage as I expected, barely 10 points. A Super Potion to casually heal a little bit, and I decide to Sword Dance all the way to max. It's the only way to make sure I can bypass Iron Defense. Metal Claw. Hyper Potion away the critical hit damage. Yes, another freaking crit hit. Get another Confuse Ray. Great. I'm running out of Pessim Berries faster than I like, both for this fight in the short run and long run down the way. I'm just going to be out of them. So it's a race. Extra Sensory versus Metal Claw, back and forth. Chast sends me a plushy hug for good luck, and I struggle to put her back on her perch. One more Metal Claw. One more dead Bronzor. I used Fake Out. But we're immune to flinch. Whoops for you, and a max sword dance super effective close combat is the icing on top. Now we get out of here, you stupid fat cat. This is my victory, not yours. And it's that simple. I never want to see you again. We move on to Gym 7. Caught a female Snowmore named Jane Frost, a male Snow Runt named Buster Brown, and a female Snow Runt because it evolves into a different path, and named this one Elsa. Then we trained and strategized for Gym 7, while we smashed through trainers on the route one after another, using this opportunity to work our levels up while we were at it. Since all of our Pokemon have maxed out EV trained at this point, it's just experience points we need. However, with all this tough and hard fighting, you were eventually going to end up with something awful. A freshly trained, evolved Jackie Chan misses a high jump kick. And chip damage from the hail kills him. Oh, hail no. With great sadness, it is now, I realize because of my general restrictions, every single remaining route of this game is dead. That means this is the last Pokemon. There are more routes between Gym 7 and 8. There's more routes, but there's the Victory Road and all of those. And I can't catch anything because of the Doubles Clause, which states that during a Genlock, the Doubles Clause extends to the previous games of the Genlock. Meaning the Pokemon from Yellow, Crystal, and Emerald all count for determining if I can catch it or not. Those three Pokemon are the last three. Elsa, Jane Frost, and Buster Brown. Any death now, moving forward, is permanent. There are no more max revives until Victory Road. I'm out of them. I have nothing to bail me out or help. If a Pokemon goes down, it's not only gone, it's irreplaceable. 3 days of off-stream training for Gym 7. The gym, Cadence the Ice Gym leader. By the way, I spent this time running tabletop games, Here There Be Dragons, which we do every other Sunday. In parallel to the book I'm writing, Here There Be Dragons, which comes out in November. Check out the link in the description below, because I'm hoping to be able to actually pay for the publication. It's several $1,000s, and I'm trying to find nice things to give you besides a book for putting faith into a book that's not out yet. So please, if you would like to see my writing, let me know. And drop a pre-order if you want your copy. Anyway, further. I was playing Raft on stream as I agreed to part of a stream tip goal for November. The exposure therapy for treating my Galeophobia is not working. It failed so badly that I literally can't pick up Raft again. I just can't play it. So Galeophobia, the Pokemon, yeah, I like you, but it's going to take a lot before I'm willing to hug you without trembling or flinching. I hope you understand that. Anyway, back to Gym 7. Now all that training is done. We set up our team, including Jerry, who is quad weak to ice as a distraction and a sacrifice play. Yes, I brought Jerry because I wanted to have a sacrifice play in my pocket. This is how much Jackie Chan and Featherbrain's deaths have affected me. I have specifically slotted a Pokemon to switch in to die to force a clean switch. Only end up fighting one trainer and managed to solve the puzzle. This is the first time I've ever done this puzzle. This is the first time I've ever stepped into this gym. I'm kind of proud of myself for that. And there's even a little quick plan clip that you can all now see. Bring in the Abomasnow, which, because there's a substitute out, the substitute will take the hit. Now, while the substitute's out, we hit Sunny Day, and then we flamethrower the Abomasnow. And that leads to the Frostlass, which in theory, the Sunny Day should carry over, and we're good. Okay, now I remember what we're supposed to do. And if all of this starts backfiring, to prevent anyone else from dying, we throw Jerry out to die for everybody.
Sounds like a plan, I guess.
And we can figure out how to reset from there.
How long did you spend on this plan, Fee?
10 minutes.
Oh, that kills Jerry.
That's... yeah, because Jerry has no chance to go into the Elite Four, so Jerry might as well serve it. So we start with Sneasel, which is unexpected. I thought she would start with Pillow-Swine. This game keeps changing the rules. Okay, Faint Attack does neutral damage, and we Iron Defense our big bell boy up. We also gave Blue Potatoes leftovers, so he regenerates every round. I put Sneasel to sleep and spend the day regenerating. We gave Blue Potatoes something special for this, a TM for Flash Cannon. I know she's going to Hyper Potion, so we Iron Defense since the sleep timer is still going, letting Blue Potato become physically indestructible. Flash Cannon again and hope for another Feet Perfect, which we get, both Feet Perfect, since she doesn't Hyper Potion the second time. So our Iron Defense isn't a complete waste, but it's disappointing I couldn't force her to blow both of her potions. Immediately paid for my arrogance with a critical fucking hit. I have ×5 physical defense. I'm ready for this. Why? Abomasnow comes out, and my plan is gone. Haywire. She's played all of her Pokemon completely out of order. We put it to sleep, and Hail basically cancels our leftovers, so we have to switch and lose our beautiful massive Iron Defense. Abomasnow is asleep. This is what? It was asleep for one turn. Not two, one. What the fuck? Hiko eats a Focus Blast for 34, and then gets nailed for another 8 from the Hail, canceling the second copy of leftovers from our transfer champions from Emerald. The substitute eats the Avalanche and doesn't die. Oh, thank God. Sunny fucking day. No more Hail. You're not going to set up your Frostlass. Substitute takes a hit for us this turn. No more Hail, plus Sunny Day. And the substitute even took a crit for us. That's 2 crits in 3 rounds from this Abomasnow. Fuck you. We regenerate and flamethrower a 4 times weak Abomasnow during a sunny day. I have learned from Jaden Plays Fire Blast. Non-stab fire attack is not enough for this Abomasnow. So Stab brings me up to Fire Blast, which means Sunny Day catapults me over the line and OHKOs this fucker. 1-shot KO. Now Pillow-Swine comes out and that fucking sucks. Ground moves and rock moves will kill Hiko, no questions asked. I learned that in Gen 2 with the Quilava during the first attempt at this Genlock run. Now I cannot promise that a flamethrower will KO the pillow swine because, well, it's a thick boy. And ground resistance to fire cancels out ice weakness. And of course the hail comes back out. I bring out Blue Potato and stall with Hypnosis to hold on while waiting for the hail to end so the Frost Lass comes out without it completely screwing us. I can heal stall while the Pillow Swine is unconscious. I Hyper Potion Hiko, Pillow Swine stays asleep, and I can just keep stalling for the hail to burn its way out. Iron Defense up, knowing the Pillow Swine is a physical attacker, and holy crap, the Pillow Swine's gets a max sleep roll. For once, for the first time in 130 hours of playing this game, I get a max sleep roll. I get a roll in my favor during a gym fight after 130 hours. At an average stream rate of 6 hours, that's 22 live streams before I got this roll in my favor. Pillow Swine, Blue Potato heals up, Pillow Swine comes up, confused, Stone Edges, it bounces completely off. Kane's Pokemon are completely out of order and we're stalling while Blue Potato buys this time. The blue... I didn't hear me ring moment where he gets hit and goes, I didn't hear me ring, because he's a giant bluebell. I need this Confuse Ray and Sleep Stack on the Pillow Swine. Please, game, let me just have this so I can bring in my ace. It is confused for a turn, immediately hails again. Finally, I put it back to sleep. I double check if ground resists fire because it sounds like it would. And it turns out it actually doesn't, and I made a bad statement no more than 1 minute ago, because I was convinced it did up until this moment. Now, Hiko comes out, I put out Substitute, Sunny Day to away the hail, and Flamethrower. Pillow Swine stays asleep the entire time. Absolute yes. Hail yes. Sunny Day, Pillow Swine naps. The Substitute will be here for Frost Lass, and we have a sunny day instead of hail. It burns, burns, burns in this ring of fire. We're taking Cadence down into that burning ring of fire and hailing Pokemon Satan today with war crimes. Substitute's at full HP. It's trying to double team up. All I need is Hiko to hit. Frostlass dies in one hit. After that long struggle with weather effects, I had a plan that took 20 minutes to put together, and then we improvised a new plan, then improvised a new plan, and then she planned around our plans because we knew we would plan around her plans, and she planned around our plans because she knew that we would plan around her plans because she planned around our plans, because we all knew she would plan around that plan. That's kind of how that fight went. There's a lot of mental gymnastics here. Now, like every Pokemon game, Gym 7 done. Let's go finish the plot with a big boss battle. We raid Team Galactic Space. I throw Team Galactic Run out of a 3rd-story window because he called me stinky. Yes, I threw him out of a window for that. That's the canon. That's what we're going with. Cyrus rants about how useless emotions are and how irrational and illogical they are and how they should be exterminated from existence. Man, you're an emo piece of shit. I'm gonna fight him now. Sneasel out the gate, and Cyrus has out-leveled us badly. Subcom was in front of my team. I switch in Hiko to deal with this. Get hit with a Screech, which is going to set me up for later. A second Screech hammers, and I recognize the setup as we remove Sneasel with a Flamethrower. I have to switch because Hiko's physical defense is astronomically low. I send out Hetty. It's going into an Air Cutter, and instead of the Air Cutter I was expecting, I get hit with a Poison Fang, which does decent damage, but I win the coin toss and don't get toxic. Hetty refuses to get poison. Discharge. It doesn't fucking kill it. It doesn't even yellow. I know it's Poison Fang again. Salad Maker, you're up. The Poison Fang just bounces completely. A true clean switch. 0 incoming damage. Bullet Punch away my sweet metal friend. Salad Maker, you've made this run and there is a full restore. We just keep punching and send that Crowbot back down to 55 hit points. Another Bullet Punch from this technician working technical know-how of a Pokemon. But it's not going through. I'm going to switch to Omelette du Fromage to soak. And instead get hit with Supersonic, resulting in confusion. Great. I roll the dice and restore Hetty. The Air Cutter, which will hurt Omelet, but Omelet is a thick fucking blimp. And we have our leftovers on Omelet for spite. Hetty goes in, only to get poison fanged. Okay, I get predicted there. Supersonic misses and Hetty lands a discharge. Fee perfect. Finally, the coin flip doesn't land in my favor and Hetty gets badly poisoned. Out comes the Haunch Crow. And this is where it's about to get very ugly. Hetty steps out and Omelet soaks a feint attack for 40 damage. Ouch, that's pain. Then I find out we cannot put Haunch Crow to sleep. The yawn is useless as it drill pecks 50% of the blimp's health pool in one fucking hit. Salad Maker comes out and eats a drill peck. I heal him up. He eats another one, smashing out 45 to 50 per hit. A crit will kill. This Haunch Crow is made of pure evil by some mad lab scientist who worked for Dr. fucking Wily from the original Nintendo. It's chewing through everything I have. It literally does 45 to 70 points of damage on non-critical hits. Subcon switches in next, and I have to hope Subcon can soak. A non-critical does 90 points. I cannot fight this. Every one I put in is a 2-shot or a critical hit away from death. I genuinely don't know what I can do to deal with this. This Haunch Crow is just made of bullshitium. Haunch Crow basically proves it can somehow outspeed Hiko, kills Hiko before I can substitute, then rest and just regenerate until I can deal real damage. Seriously, a Haunch Crow outsped a Flareon despite EVs and everything else I can do. P.S. Hiko's speed is 90, like the actual stat. I put in Salad Maker, Super Potion to heal because I'm out of everything else, and try to figure Salad Maker can buy time as he takes 3 hits or 2 criticals to kill. Instead, I'm stuck here, healing up Hetty while soaking drill pecks and starting double teams. Yes, we're going for heal stall, double team and potion spam. The least honorable victory possible. Salad Maker, please hang in there. Bullet punches begin. It takes 3 bullet punches. And it has a damn citrus berry. But it misses a second time with drill peck. And we bullet punch for the KO. Salad Maker, thank you. I really need to get better at this to avoid these situations. But I'm not going to have a big fire Pokemon anymore. Cyrus gives me a Master Ball. Yes, this Haunch Crow was bred in a lab. Drill Peck is an egg move. Cyrus, you big silver spoon rich ass boy. We find out if we leave here we can get 1 more max 5. We go to the Lake Guardians and deal with the final obstacle. Joy. Hiko's dead despite the Cyrus heal. I rush off, grab the final max revive, and discard it to show that in good faith I had revived Hiko. Then I come back and fight Commander Saturn. I'm pissed. Absolutely enraged. Let's fight. Hetty leads, and we kill. We're going to deal with this Golbat one final time, fucking period. Despite getting a critical hit to Hetty's face, he still refuses to get poisoned again, somehow. Enough rage is flowing through my entire team that this is on. Omelet rotates in to deal with Bronzor instead of Hiko, because Hiko at this point is technically dead, and that Bronzor looks fucking sleepy. I bring in Ginger Tank, take a little gyro ball hit to the chin, and start biting away at it through the floating blue plate. Then, biting and biting while the Bronzor is asleep, Ginger slowly eats it alive. Pause the video, stretch, go get some popcorn or snack for yourself. This is a really long video, I understand. Get ready for a roller coaster because everything from this point is going to be absolutely a bunch of things from the course of this full-length movie coming together. But that's neither here nor now. Let's move on. Earthquake does the job though and kills the Toxicroak. I'm thinking Tank is invincible. He's a death machine, and then he runs into like bug, fire, ice, or whatever remove and he screams but refuses to die. Ginger has become the main anime antagonist, will achieve his dreams of power and championshiphood and make it to the Elite Four. He's literally just too angry to fucking die. He's just too goofy and lucky. He knows he's straight up stupid and forgets to care that his organs are falling out of his belly. He's just like, Mom, please help. Okay. I find out I can't escape rope. Anyway, we now go hunt for that max revive so Hiko can stay. If I go to the Pokemon Center, if I put Hiko out of the party, if I do anything but just go get the max revive, Hiko's dead and gone and has to stay that way. This is the shitty part of running this Nuzlocke. See, normally you're right, Hiko's dead and gone, but we have made the exception because according to Nuzlocke core rules, if you have a max revive or can acquire one without going to a Pokemon Center, you can use it. So I find it, trash it, Hiko gets to live. Out in the snow depths, out there in the icy wind, I brave. For a dying Flareon, I hold in my hands. There are wild Pokemon in my way, trainers I have skipped in my way, all to save the life of one very wonderful little fox. With much distress, we find it. Our fourth time we've been hunting a max revive in this game to save so many lives. So many Holy Grail quests. Seriously, I have to learn to be better and stop having to go on Holy Grail quests. And that's the last one. Oh boy. I told you that we were going to run out of them. Now for a painful journey to face Cyrus. Pain and suffering. A wild Bronzong fight that is awful to endure. A heart attack when I find out double fights. Earthquake can kill my own Pokemon. But Iron Chef is made of sterner stuff, apparently, not to himself. Ginger Tank is not a good double fighter. Solar Aurora evolves into Magnezone, and we head to face Mars and Jupiter in another double fight. And it is a struggle just to keep items up, to keep moves available to actually fight and claw our way to the top of Mount Cornon is painfully hard. Remember, I can only carry a maximum of 10 of one item. That means if I run out of potions and I can't turn around and leave, that's it, I'm gone. I'm out of potions. One last fight with Boy by my side. And Boy has a fucking team now. Holy shit. I mean, he really has proven with this last fight. Boy leads with Munchlax. Boy, where are your Pokemon you had before? Serious fucking Lee. We're the ones that put me on edge, that devastated me. Iron Chef goes for close combat out the gate and murders the Bronzor. Reflect is anti-special attack defense for their team. Iron Chef out now. Your defenses are down. Omelette, you're in. Perugly goes for the Munchlax, and Omelette soaks a critical extrasensory and barely moves their HP bar from receiving a critical hit. For once, I get to flip off their critical hits. Yawn that Perugly. Boy's Munchlax proves to be a champion, living through a slash, but rock slide. Omelette eats the rock slide. It eats it like it doesn't even exist. It's the weakest rock slide that he's ever felt. Holy shit, Omelette du Flamage, you refusing to become an Omelette du Flamage. I'm throwing Iron Chef back in. The stat debuff from his close combat is gone. Perugly slams the Infernape, and Boy's Infernape goes for close combat. Man, Boy, you've grown up. And you've had the hell of a glow up as well. Whatever this is coming from, keep fucking doing it because you're amazing. I can no longer diss you, Boy. As Boy's Infernape gets fee perfect by the Bronzor. Holy cow, Boy, yes, hang on. Boy picks Flame Wheel on the right target. Mars and Jupiter get no attacks this turn. They get to sit there and cry while I power up Iron Chef. Skunk Tank. That Skunk Tank. The one we literally had to snuggle at the beginning of the game. That Skunk Tank, the one my Pokemon still have PTSD from, the one that shook me to the core, that made me learn what EV training was. Finally, after much debate and worry and everything, I say screw it, and go for the one shot. Infernape kills the Perugly, and I hope that CC kills the Skunk Tank. The HP bar goes down so very fucking slowly. Iron Chef did it. He did it. He one-shot the Nightmare. a rabbit out of his hat and said no, that we are not repeating this nightmare. I bring in Solar Aura to deal with the remaining twin gold bat. We're double resistant to air and immune to poison. I hate to say this to you, boy, after you did so much work for us, but discharge would probably kill your floatzel. Between my own discharge and the Giga Drain, that thick-ass floatzel, yeah, it's down. It's face down, ass up. Solar Aura, welcome to the fire fight. You've got to do it. Boy puts in a Staraptor. Sorry, not sorry, boy. You should have picked anything else. You saw what just happened. Oh, look, your murder bird kills the go bat and saves its own life. So unfair that I don't have a murder bird. Listen, I failed twice. I got 2 chances at a murder bird for this game, and I failed horrifically. I gotta learn to love my blimp. Cyrus summons the gods of space and time, the Lake Guardians, to come interfere to stop Dialga and Palkia from causing too much damage to the world. Then literal Pokemon Satan comes out, and I go, well, fuck. Pokemon Satan jump scares me and eats Cyrus into the Distortion Realm. I didn't see that one coming. Cynthia, I know we have to go into there, but please don't delete me in there without checking to make sure all my Pokemon are good to go. I have the right team for this. Please, Cynthia, please let me cross the check, pretty please. Okay, after running some checks, acquiring some very choice TMs, we head into the Distortion World, and then I go to face this mysterious Pokemon Satan and come upon Cyrus. We have some puzzles to solve with the lake spirits and prepare to go into the fight. Cynthia standing before Cyrus. I don't understand why Cynthia is here and not fighting him, okay? Like, can she not help us or give us a boon? Cyrus leads with a Houndoom. I lead with Dirty Gippy. Aqua Jets for a heavy hit. I was hoping to put him down to the red and force Cyrus to blow his items, but Dirty Gippy is now burned, weakening his attack and leaving me in an awkward position. Thunderfang will kill Dirty Gippy instantly. I have to go for the hit. Cyrus blows a full restore anyway, despite not being into the red. I mean, just punching through the Houndoom isn't going to work. Instead, Thunderfang, as I would have expected, he goes for Dark Pulse. He's faster than Sumcon, and we use Rain Dance to make sure to set up we can KO this. We stall, take the World Burn from Will-O-Wisp, full restore Dirty Gippy, and get ready to rotate him in for another Aqua Jet. With it raining and Subcon burned, we have Subcon out again, and this is the first Pokemon Dark Pulse hurts a ton. Now the rainy weather, Aqua Jet will kill Houndoom. Gyarados comes out. Why are they always out of order? Why every time I... Alright, we'll deal with it. Never in this game have the gym leaders, boss fights, or anyone played their Pokemon in the order they're supposed to be in. And we're playing our original hardware. This isn't an emulator. Well, our strategy was to Aqua Jet through Cyrus's first 2 Pokemon, and that backfired out the gate, so we're going to have to go for Giga Impact and put Solar Aura in. And instead, his Gyarados knows Earthquake. His Gyarados has no reason to use Earthquake. Dirty Gippy's the one in right now. Solar Aura dies instantly to a 4 times effective Earthquake from a Gyarados through his Sturdy just after we evolved him. This is the second major battle to help us that he's been in, and he's gone. There are no more max revives. There's no more get out of jail free cards. There's no more resurrects. That's it. Dies. We bring in Omelette. Why? Omelette can soak a Giga. Ignore Earthquake, and we've learned Gyarados is all physical. Armlet goes for Charm and nerfs Gyarados down. We Charm again and look to reduce Gyarados as much as possible. Now Rain Dance finally wears off, making Waterfall nerf back to normal. We yawn to keep Gyarados down, and he whips out Ice Fang. In real life, flinch. But remember, I've nuked his attack stat. I take the opportunity presented to set up. Heal Dirty Gippy. Set the field, because Gyarados is falling asleep at the end of turn. Ice Fang again. Omelette soaks. Now I have Stall Heal. Ancient Power to the fish for that Omni Boost. Come on, we need it. Remember, 1 in 5 chance we should get it. Despite this, second Ancient Power. Don't get it. Come on, Serene Grace. Come on, 3rd Ancient Power. Don't get it. 4th Ancient Power. No Omni Boost. 4 attempts in a row. 20% chance. It's not coming. Weevil comes out. Ice Dark. Because he finally evolved that Sneasel. I see its move list and I bring in Iron Chef to do some down-home cooking. Despite resistance, Fake Out deals a decent amount of damage and Ice Punch gets the freeze. That's right, 10% chance, free solid. Great. Ice Heal, let's go. Guess what? He gets the 10% chance twice in a row. I can't get a 20% chance 4 times, but he can get a 10 2 times in a row. This is playing fair, right? Freeze Heal. All right, let's keep going. Nope, free solid again. If I had switched out, half my team would be frozen solid. Genetically bred super Pokemon over there on the other side of the field with infinite fucking luck, and I have to blow a full restore. He gets the freeze 3 times in a fucking row. Finally, I get to actually move, and Weevil is faster than me. I have to use a potion to stay in the fight, and outside of critical range, free solid. 6 Ice Punches, 4 freezes. If I was on a no item run, my entire team but 2 Pokemon will be frozen, and the 2 that wouldn't be frozen would be 2 times and 4 times weak against ice. Finally, I get to close combat. And now, the dreaded, awful Honchkrow. The one thing I have to deal with this Pokemon is dead. It Heat Waves to start. Omelette regenerates half the damage. Now, I know not to yawn, but we can charm and reduce his physical attack. It only does 30. Now that's at 50%. The last Ancient Power roll. No Omni Boost. Time for a quick aside. Hi, this is quick aside recording Fiaura the day before I go get my hair done, which means all the dyes come out of it and it looks awful. Ginger, can we get a chalkboard like right here? Look, you can just if you can just like cut me out or make me small or something, it's fine. Whatever's easiest for you to do. I know this is crazy. All right, so quick thing. He landed all 3 of his Will-O-Wisps at 75% chance each. He got 4 out of 7 Ice Punches to freeze. He landed 3 critical hits to my 0. And you know, I didn't get an Omni Boost whose Pokemon ability is literally about getting the Omni Boost more often for all 5 PP. The odds of the Will-O-Wisp all 3 landing is 42%. Ice Punch odds of 4 out of 7 of them freezing is 0.68%, less than 1% of the time. Critical hit odds after 17 moves are 12% of the time. He would get 3 crits to my 0. Odds of me getting the not getting the Omni Boost after 5 uses with Serene Grace. All of that there. 2.5%. That's it. 2.5. Yeah, that's how stacked these odds are. Not even the final boss of the game. This is the odds I'm dealing with on your screen right now. 2.5% of the time, 12% of the time, less than 1%, 42% of this fight going this way. For each and every individual move. All total combined, for this fight to have gone this poorly in my favor, or against my favor, is 0.85% of the time for him to have gotten this lucky. Back to the actual footage now. Anyway, we charm him again. I need someone who can deal with this Honchkrow and Crobat, and Solar isn't an option because he's dead. Heat Wave does 30. We just need to spam Return, because Dirty Gippy loves me and Honchkrow pulls out a Psychic. Dirty hangs on. We go for the Aqua Jet, only for Cyrus to pull out another fucking full restore before we can deal a killing blow. Return. Hit it. And it isn't dead. Psychic almost does end Dirty Gippy. I'm out of Hyper Potions. We go for one of our 2 max. Lucky we healed because return now kills the Haunch Crow, and I finally get a crit hit when we don't fucking need it. Crobat comes out. This is the third time I've fought it. It immediately cross poisons, bringing Dirty Hippie nearly to red. Cross poison kills Dirty Hippie. I can't switch someone in to take the cross poison. I'm throwing for a crit fishing and don't get it. Cross poison doesn't kill, but the 10% poison chance lands. I'm not kidding. Again, he gets a 1 in 10 hit. Dirty Gippy dies on another lucky effect, and I can't even get an effect on my end in my favor to save my life. This fight is utter bullshit. He had no reason to earthquakes. He has had no amount of stupid, asinine luck. We use our last max potion, Yawn, living through the cross poison. After cross poison roll of the dice, I use a super potion to assure Omelette lives. Luckily, somehow, Cyrus doesn't score another fucking crit. And now we just spam fly. Crobat wakes up, misses, gets hit with fly, doesn't kill. Fly is all I got. Yawn again. Get ready to use fly again. I'm literally just buying insurance. Time to regenerate with leftovers. And Toxic hits us. Well, we do have an antidote. Fly finally kills the Crobat. The amount of RNG against me. We lost 2 Pokemon that aren't coming back. One of which was a vital member I hope to use in the Elite Four. Fuck you, Cyrus. I hope Giratina literally eats you alive by peeling the skin off of you. The amount of RNGesus on your side, and you still lost. Omelette has used Ancient Power 20 times over the course of this game so far, and has gotten the boost once. This is the hardest day I've had this game. It just feels shitty because Cyrus's entire battle is RNG. His entire difficulty was RNG. I had him, and RNG just kept making sure that I did not get a win. Giratina comes out. I'm in no shape to fight him. I throw out Master Ball. I'm not fighting you. And we move on. We go back to the PC, send off Solar Aura and Dirty Gippy, and I release Giratina because it's not right for me to keep that. Dirty Gippy, here since the beginning, one of our original 5, and yet you're now gone. Ginger's bringing up the picture of the original 5. There's only 2 left. 2 of the original 5 catches are gone. That's it. That's all we have left. This game has been obscenely brutal. Half of the Pokemon in this picture are dead. The one I caught the next day is dead. We have to push on. We have to get up and keep going. I don't want to, but we have to. Solar, you barely had time to shine. We caught you, nurtured you, and then only got you into a little bit of time to shine, and then your sacrifice. Thanks. I'm sorry you're gone. Now to go train for gym number 8. Galeophobia evolves into her ultimate form. I want to remind you, without the Max Revive clause and core Nuzlocke, she'd be dead and gone. We also go to Move Tutors to learn some snazzy bullshit moves that'll come in handy later. We rampage to the gym. I let Galeophobia, Hearthmoon, and Subcon shine like no one else can. I kindly remind the trainers that Magnetons don't have Levitate, like I've been brutally reminded by Cyrus less than an hour ago. and or fly, despite how they may look, then struggle with the puzzle. Faulkner, let's go. Let's do this. I'm tired of your fucking depressed attitude. If you knew what I had been through and was still here to fight you, you pep up instantly. So I'm sick of facing things that aren't fair. So it's my turn to be unfair. Subcon, get in there. Let me tell you something right now. We've struggled. We've been battered, bruised, genuinely abused. RNGesus has turned his back completely upon us. And now it's time for Subcon to be down to clown and clown this gym out of existence. Rain dance. Soak that Iron Tail like it means nothing. Oh look, the 10% attacks again with defense debuff. Surf says eat it, Jolteon. Another Fiaura perfect. RNGesus, fuck you. Subcon, don't let up. Faulkner eats surf after surf. Burn your hyper potions, Faulkner. Do it. Iron Tail misses. Surf takes out Jolteon. He pulls out his ace, immediately going out of order. He uses quick attack instead of giga impact, and we earth power. One hit KO. It's a feat perfect. Never mind. He has a citrus berry. Yep. Fiaura perfect. Right now. I bring in Salad Maker to take the Giga, and instead he goes for quick attack. Again, seriously. Bullet punch. Fiaura perfect. Again. That's 4 in 4 rounds. Excuse me, that's what, like 3? 2, 3, and 4 rounds. I'm getting real sick of this. Fire Punch nearly brings Salad Maker down, but he doesn't hear a bell. Salad Maker came here for glory. And he came here for victory. He just soaks it up and bullet punches the Electivire down. Jerry, you're in. Thunderfang bounces. Wait, Thunderfang? When the Scizor was in, you went for Thunderfang? What is going on, game? You had a 4-time super effective move against a Pokemon easily within kill range, and you went for Thunderfang? Alright, Ice Fang is its best choice because Jerry's 4 times weak to ice. And yes, it knows these moves, we checked. I go for the fast one. I pull a U-turn after much debate and jerk Jerry back to throw something else in to take the Ice Fang. Subcon comes out and actually gets frozen. Seriously, RNG? Seriously? Well, there goes another irreplaceable full restore, I guess. Subcon eats 2 crunches. 2 crunches! I'm getting sick of this. My tits are on fire. I'm pissed. No more Fiaura perfects for that Luxray. It's dead. Raichu comes out. Subcon says no. Raichu isn't your trump card. Focus Blast comes out and barely phases Subcon, who is done with this bullshit, and kills the Raichu without mercy. Faulkner gets taken out without a single death, and for spite purposes, 4 of his Pokemon out of 4 were KO'd by the same one. Subcon came in here and clowned this gym appropriately. RNGesus, you can keep your back turned to us, but we're gonna fight through it. And Subcon has said no more death. This feels so gratifying to finally get through a major gym that wasn't awful or bad, and we win it. We travel to Victory Road somewhat uneventfully. Somewhat. 2 more Fiaura perfects. Jerry gets to evolve because we found the evolution item on Victory Road. Subcon soaks a Giga Impact like a Giga Chad, laughing all the way. Then we get to the Eternal Confuse Ray by a Wild Golbat determined to stop our advance cold. After 10 minutes of struggle against a Wild Golbat, we arrive at Victory Road. Finally. Here. 16 hours of off-stream training later, we begin the big Victory Road live event. It's the Elite Four. Our final rival fight. And lastly, without further ado, it's first the team picking process. This is actually quite hard to do. See, I get 1 executive pick, and only 1 executive pick. In this case, Ginger Tank. Ginger, you can take joy at finally being a contender in the Elite Four and achieving your anime character dream after 4 of these videos. He's been a Pokemon in all 3 games before this. He finally gets to be an anime character. He's just refused to die, even when hit by 4 times effective ice moves over and over again. But the other 5 Pokemon are a mystery. I divide them up into categories based on type and purpose. And the stream chat decides for me. And we have a tough competition and a very short list of Pokemon. Only 18 survivors between deaths and dead roots. 18 total Pokemon to pick from. Of our original 4, half are dead. 9 Pokemon permanently gone. Every max revive has been used, bringing the total death count up to 15. All 6 max revives in the game have been burned. I thought I had 3 going into the Elite Four. I actually had 0. So yeah. And we have 18 total to pick from. Our first vote is Salad Maker, Iron Chef, and Yay. The stream chooses Salad Maker, and we must say goodbye to Iron Chef and Yay. Yay never got a chance. Never even got to really shine at all. Never got to do much of anything. Was there from the sidelines shouting Yay over and over again. Iron Chef has been there. He has been in the trenches. I hope someone adopts the 2 of you, because I could transfer you up to home and hand you to someone now. Hetty loses to Galeophobia. One of our first Pokemon loses to the one that's been the hardest to keep alive, and Galeophobia goes on the team. We say goodbye to Hetty in Final Sight. Final has been here since the beginning, and I won't undercut him, but we must now say goodbye and put him in the stands. We must also say goodbye to Hetty. We have a special place for Hetty, because remember how the Great Squirrel Mafia heist has occasionally appeared in the corner of the screen as we've gone through this video? I'm going to reveal this now, because he won't be allowed to steal anything else after this point. He won't be allowed to... Excuse me, I didn't say steal. No, Squirrel Mafia, don't come get me. He won't be allowed to acquire. Acquire. No Squirrel Mafia, please. Please, please, no Squirrel Mafia. He won't be allowed to acquire. Hetty's Great Squirrel Mafia acquisitions come to a total of 415,400 Pokebucks, which means all of the money I possess right now twice over is Hetty's fault. For a total of 357 items, 28 of which were rare candies, saving me an established nearly 20 hours of grinding and training time, keeping this run under 200 hours because of his effort alone. Congratulations, Hetty. You are indeed the dawn of the Squirrel Mafia. You, sir, made this run even possible, and without you, I am broke and need another 20 hours just to get trained for this moment. Hearthmoon gets the next slot, and we say goodbye to Carl and Hiko. Carl really helped us out a lot in the Steel Gym, and Hiko immediately came into his own and died and had to be resurrected, yet I have to say goodbye to both of you. Hearthmoon's been with us since the beginning of the game. It was the first egg I received in a trade. Finally reaching your final form, you get slot number 3. Hearthmoon has spent 80% of this game as a Pupitar. That is how long it takes to go from Larvitar to Tyranitar. Hearthmoon has been almost entirely a Pupitar the whole time, but it was still instrumental in several gyms, galactic fights, rival fights. Hearthmoon, welcome to the final team. Good luck. For our flying slot, we have Elsa the Frostlass. You never even really got out of this box to train. We got Blue Potato with his Levitate. We got Jasper, who's been here since the woods, who helped us way back when, and is genuinely a beautiful butterfly. And we must say goodbye to all 3 of you, as well as our other, as well as Buster Brown. Omelette is perhaps the most one-sided vote in the entire selection process. He gets 63 of the vote in a 5-way run. Damn. Bob Potato, who we spent nearly 3 hours trying to get to spawn and helped us out in 2 gyms. Gym 4. And you assisted with Galactic. You didn't hear yourself ring, and well, you can't go any further. Max the Porygon, we got you as a gift. We sent you to the PC the entire game, and I'm sorry you didn't make it to today. You just didn't have a chance to make any impact at all. Subcon. Dude, you've been amazing. You clowned a gym so low. You owned so much of Team Galactic, you've eaten a universe by yourself. You have carried us against the brick breaks. You have gone into the final slot. My only living water type. You get to be on the final challenge because, let's face it, there can only be one, and you are the Highlander. Jerry, you were okay. You were a potential sacrifice twice, but Subcon wins. Now, out of this team, Hearthmoon and Galeophobia, I personally wouldn't take. But we have gone out of our way to tutor everyone, to train everyone, as I am required to level up to 60 to 62 and make them all full maxed out friendships. We honor the fallen. The 8 still in this game that haven't been adopted already. Thank you. You've done it, and we thank you. I now arrange items for everyone. I figure out the best things they can hold. I have done all the preparation I can. Boy and his glow-up team shows up for one final fucking fight. Look, boy, I ain't got time for you. You developed into something amazing. I got better things to do. We're level for the Elite Four. Not you, boy. I'm sorry, boy. But after all of the struggle with you, back and forth, you're now a speed bump. Omelette opens with a charm to make the Staraptor ineffective. I get critically hit for insulting boy. Okay, this is starting out bad. First move, we get crit. Holy shit. RNGesus is really, truly not with us. Ancient Power now. Get rid of this Staraptor. I'm not waiting for Yawn anymore. Omelette finally gets the Omni boost in a fight that matters. Out of 29 uses, 2 times with Serene Grace we get an Omni boost. Out of 29 uses, she gets a second one. She got it. And leftovers healing. Now sadly it means Omelette is over leveled because I forgot the fight with Boy and I edged too hard close to that level. That's on me. I'm not going to penalize Omelette for that. I'm going to admit before everyone I made a whoopsie. And if you want to judge me for that, you go right ahead. I've been through too much at this point to let one whoopsie stop me now. Bend the rules just a little bit. Let Omelette have this, please. I beg of you in the comments. Ice Fang and Yawn exchanges happen, and now Floatzel is out cold. Now to set up time to show a preview as what's to come. You see, Salad Maker has only had one attack move. You might have noticed his only attack is Bullet Punch. That's all he's got. After that, he's got Double Team, Sword Dance, and an Egg move. Baton Pass. You see where this is going, right? This isn't glory for Salad Maker. Salad Maker has learned to temper that glory. He's learned just to step back just a little bit. And instead, he's going to give it to someone else. We set up double teams and sword dance, then bullet punch down the Floatzel. Baton Pass when Infernate comes out and misses because not only are we double teamed up, we're holding Bright Powder. The odds of you hitting with whatever move you fling are 16% of their base accuracy. 90% accurate move, less than 10% chance to hit. And I drop Subcon full buffed. He actually crits through 6 double teams with an aerial ace, then gets brimed out of existence because of Sword Dance. Now we are locked into Subcon with all those buff moves. We throw Substitute, adding to the myriad of defenses while we recover, and she Giga Drains the Substitute. We recover the Substitute Fates, though. We know Rosa Raid will try to use that 4 times effective Giga Drain. You know, at least I heavily suspect it. Look at so far, my predictions haven't been stellar, so let's hope I've learned. So we just leave Subcon in and throw the dice. Earth Power away as Grass Thistle misses, and Earth Power devastates. Roserade Giga Drains. It hurts a lot. Boy's getting really lucky with these hits. 6 double teams with Bright Powder. He's still hitting. Anyway, Earth Power, go away, Roserade. Heracross comes out. Oh, look, the nightmare from earlier. It wants to repeat itself. The big nightmare with the brick breaks. We just recover and see if we can Earth Power through this. Follow up with another Earth Power. Earlier Ace's Boy's only option because it's a guaranteed hit. And we are just letting Subcon soak it. But Brian does its job as the final move, and Heracross is gone. Snorlax! Are you kidding me? Tank on tank violence? Subcon is somehow slower than a Snorlax. What? Snorlax gets hit, misses while we recover, goes for a rest. Subcon doesn't let it wake up. Okay, boy, out the way. I've had enough of this. Where the fuck does that keep coming from? What is that shit? It's been here the whole video. On to Aaron of the Elite Four. I'm going to ignore it. Hey, that's my IRL middle name. I want it back. Omelette starts with a Yawn, while Yawn Mega starts double teams. And it turns out Omelette is faster than Yawn Mega base. We switched to Scizor, and now we have to fight through double teams of Yawn Mega. Great. I don't have time to set up. We just punch through it and hope we KO this Pokemon before it wakes up. Salad Maker KOs the Yawn Mega. It's gone. I should have gone for Ancient Power out the gate, but that's my fault. Up next is Vespa Queen. Not your Scizor? Okay. We start double teams, I guess? Vespa Queen uses Defense Order, raises her defense, and special defense with her Swarm. We keep up the double teams. We can deal with defense increase. Power Gem hits, though through Bright Powder and 2 double teams. Keep double teaming. We are sticking to the strat. Salad Maker is here to set us up, and we're going to be a brick wall, and I'm going to be a speed dodger. So the race is on to build 2 different kinds of wall. One of brick and one of air. All 6 double teams later, and Vespa Queen can't hit us. Now Sword Stance. We're powering up little by little. Then we start bullet punches, and Salad Maker with his Technician smashes through the iron defense like he just don't care. Out comes Heracross. We baton past that shit. Bye-bye! We got rid of Omelette's Fly, by the way. All of our HMs are gone. Omelette, Move Relearner, Extreme Speed. With 2 Sword Dances and Stab, Heracross is laid low with a single mighty blow. Dappyon. He has Aerial Ace, but our double team, because of our double teams, but we have leftovers. So this is a walk in the park. Notice we have 2 leftovers. That is because I did not take the items off the people coming up from Emerald and ended up with doubles of some things. I probably shouldn't use them, but I've talked to the stream and it was a unanimous vote that because this was a gen lock, I'm allowed to use them so long as they are able to be transferred up. And Platinum has been amazingly difficult anyway. I charmed down Drapion's actual damage while enduring the Aerial Ace's Ancient Power, nearly one-shotting, and no Omni Boost again. Extreme Speed to finish it and prevent further risks of Aerial Ace. Scizor comes out. We charm to cut the Scizor's power. The Iron Head actually lands? I'm impressed, by the way. I'm not even mad at RNG. I mean, I'm mad a little bit. RNG, just go fuck yourself with a Rusty Dildo Spike. We Ancient Power for the 3rd time, and somehow get hit by Night Slash? RNGesus? The fuck? Ancient Power a 4th time. Finally get an Omni Boost. It's too late to actually matter. I just wanted to try to get it. Thank you, stream, for picking Omelette. Omelette, Extreme Speed. The boost cuts through the resistance and does the deed. The next member of the Elite Four I'm actually worried about. Because Bertha has 10 different of the 15 types available in Platinum. Fairy doesn't exist yet. Think about this. She has 2/3 of all Pokemon types available to her between her team. This is going to be in for the first thing Bertha does when I walk up is flirt with me. That was weird and uncomfortable. Oh my, Anna, she hit on me twice in one sentence. I'm being hit on by a gilf. What do? Right, Pokemon fight. Pokemon fight. Whiscash starts her. And I lead with Salad Maker. Starting with double teams out the gate. Earth Power hurts a bit, like 54 points a bit. We get a lucky early miss, which is crucial. Sandstorm doesn't affect us because Steel type, so we're fine double teaming up to 4 now. We've got Bright Powder, double teams, and now Bertha Sandstorm because she played herself, all reducing her accuracy. I heal Salad Maker after the 5th double team. One more dodge, and she manages to hit through 5 double teams, a Sandstorm, and a Bright Powder twice in a row. Fuck this, we're maxing out the double teams. Sword Dance. Somehow Bertha's still hitting. 6 double teams, the maximum, a Sandstorm, and a Bright Powder. She's still hitting with not a guaranteed hit move. What is this? Okay, Salad Maker. I need you to keep prepping. That kitchen's not ready, and the salad isn't ready. Keep going. Wizcash is a thick boy, and man, does his HP go down slow, but he does drop from 1 maxed out bullet punch. That's right. I maxed it out. Glysaur. Oh my god. They've played their Pokemon in the correct order. For once, Salad Maker, do it. KO. Come on, go down. Go down. Yes. It's not that tough. We did it. Golem comes out. And I'm reasonably sure that even if it gets through the double teams, Ginger Tank can take 1 fire punch. I baton pass, and Ginger Tank has to rock. I couldn't make this up. We get hit. He rocks it hard, barely taking 50 damage and earthquaking right back. Actually outspeeding someone. He outsped the golem. Ginger, you're a beautiful boy. Yes, you are. You're amazing. Rhyperior and Ginger Tank somehow outspeeds the Rhyperior. The slowest starter in the game. The slowest starter I've ever had. And he pushes straight through. The Fire Punch must have really pissed him off. Ginger's ready to carry. We can Giga Drain half of the Hippodon's HP. It goes for a yawn, which I predict correctly this time. And Ginger didn't hear no bell yet. Bertha says I haven't won. We've won. Ginger Tank, bury the Hippo down in its own sand. We got through an Elite Four match without Bertha being able to use a single Hyper Potion of her 4. We did it. We are 169 hours in as we approach our 170th hour of this one game and walk to the 3rd Elite Four member now. Elite Four member is Fire. Flint has Solar Beams and Mach Punches to back up the Flame. Hearth Moon is my choice now. I also love that Ginger Tank and Hearth Moon have ended up with the exact same HP at the point, and honestly the odds of those two having the exact same HP pool is astronomical. I'm not going to go into the odds of that though. Now Flint has a trick here. Houndoom has Sunny Day, amplifying his fire moves for spite, making Solar Beam an instant move with no charge and priority. He did this trick in Emerald. I remember this because we did it. We did this trick in Emerald with our lovely, lovely ion cannon. I know this trick. But now we spend 15 minutes discussing strategy, come up with a plan, and switch to use Sandstream to cancel Sunny Day. For the first time, I use hazards. I've never used them before, but Stealth Rocket is. Flint, I kicked Voltner's butt like you asked. Now I'm here to kick yours. A third of our team has to just stay out, because Salad Maker and Ginger Tank will die if they step into this arena instantaneously. No questions asked. So we're effectively here with only 4 Pokemon. Hearth Moon, the slowest Pokemon on my team, outspeeds Houndoom. I'm just proud. I'm just proud at this point. He uses Sunny Day as expected, crunching for chip damage, knowing he can't take that damage, and he just takes a ton. Flamethrower with a Sunny Day is going to sting. Ow, Flint throws a critical hit out the fucking gate. Now I know I can take the crits, but good God. I blow potions to stall out Sunny Day, anticipating it to fail. Flamethrower in return, Sunny Day turn 3. If the enemy trainers can use items, I can use items. Another one, another Flamethrower. Hearth Moon is just refusing to cook. We're letting the sunny day pass. We have the speed edge now, we know it. So as soon as the sunny day is gone, I have to set this Houndoom up to be KO'd. So I'm just waiting, healing full, making sure to keep burns off of me, letting the sun fade into the dusk. I missed the notification. Sunny day passed. Hearth Moon, ancient power. No Omni Boost. But Houndoom's dead. Hearth Moon is 4 times weak to Mach Punch. I know Mach Punch is coming. No questions asked. But Galeophobia, you're up. Mach Punch bounces off of Galeophobia. This is time to reveal our next move tutor move. This is an outrage. That's right. I used the move tutor to give her outrage. We used the move tutor in Soul Silver because it was easier to find, and that Soul Silver copy is how we got Salad Maker. So yeah, I went and gave Galeophobia the Garchomp outrage. Now Flareon comes out. Into the outrage we're locked into. Sorry, Flareon. Stealth Rock hits, 25% of the HP off, and the outrage KOs instantly. Flareon gone, but outrage only goes for 2 turns because our bad luck. Galeophobia is confused now, sadly. Magmortar's going for Hyper Beam. I know he is. It's the only thing we aren't resistant to. Come out now. Throw the Sandstorm. But instead, he goes for Solar Beam. Shit, Hearth, this is your bad day. Omelet, now! He called my bluff, but you're resistant. Eat that Solar Beam. By the way, compliments on the improvement from Emerald to Platinum for the new Solar Beam graphic. Now he's going for Thunderbolt because he has to. Subcon, you're immune. Thunderbolt bounces, a clean switch, another one. I'm proud of myself for learning how to clean switch. I still have much learning to do. Charges the Solar Beam, but Brine says no. A critical hit in my favor at a pivotal moment. This seems like a 1 in a million astronomical chance of actually happening in this playthrough. And it finally does. Subcon KOs the pesky Magmortar. Rapidash appears, smashes head first into the Stealth Rocks we set out, and use Sunny Day to make it Solar Beam instance. I cannot leave Subcon in there with Sunny Day fueled Solar Beams. I switch to Omelet, only to get full restored on. Shit. Apparently this Rainbow Dash has Fly. What? No, it used Bounce because we have a speed tie. He avoids both of our attacks because of the speed tie. This is worst case scenario. Absolutely worst case. It's a coin flip if Rainbow Dash dodges or not. And I cannot predict a hit on Rainbow Dash. This is absolutely the worst. And to show how astronomically weird this speed tie is, Omelet has a base speed of 80 and Rapidash has a base speed of 105. My IVs and EVs and its IVs have to cause our speed to equal for this to be a speed tie. Literally, in no arena ever should Omelet be keeping up with a Rapidash. Unless it's a slow Rapidash. Look at this. At absolute maximum, Omelet can do 233 speed at this level. The Rapidash isn't even halfway to its speed limit. Technically, we're looking at the 50 to 60 range. So Omelet maxes out a range around 130. Rapidash has to have a minimum of 115. Somehow we've ended in a Twilight Zone where Blip Girl can outspeed a literal racehorse that's on fire. A racing fire unicorn is as fast as Blip. Leftover to negate the damage, Charm to reduce how much damage it does, and Extreme Speed to negate the bounce, because Extreme Speed has priority 5. Sunny Day in response, but we're still on a speed side, so my best choice is to keep Extreme Speeding every time until he bounces into the arena. Flare Blitz slams into me full speed and deals 80 damage plus a burn. Okay, so now I have to hope Omelet's Extreme Speed actually does enough damage, and it does 90% of the time. Omelet, good job. We won. How is it the Omelet Douflamage has speed tied with a Rapidash? Someone in the comments explain that one to me. Up next, the Psychic Elite Four member, the final one, Lucian. Lucian leads with Mr. Mime, and I lead with Ginger Tank. I expect all of them to be faster than me, so we're buffing Ginger Tank's defense with withdrawals. 54 damage with a Psychic isn't bad for Ginger. He can take 2 full crits or roughly 4 hits before dying. This is a good sign. This strategy is going to work. I heal Ginger, then the Reflect wears off while the Psychic hits, and this strategy is probably pretty bad, but we're trying it out and it backfires. So all this build up at the start, terrible idea. Great. Ginger, start crunching. Super effective, just as we want it to be. It's time to make that snapping part of Ginger Tank really chew through them like the snapping turtle boy he is. Psychic keeps ringing our bell but crunches through the mist and Mr. Mime drops. The only way to restore Ginger's special defense is to switch or bury. I bring out the big kaiju, Galeophobia, and start digging in hard, avoiding an attack and letting Sandstorm deal chip damage while we regenerate and then hit dig. Espeon goes down from 1 dig hit. No critical, no extra, just bang, dead. Bronzong is out. It has Earthquake, so dig is off the table automatically. It has Calm Mind. We have to punch through this thing fast. We have no fire Pokemon. No one. It's immune to ground. The Psychic neutralizes its fighting weakness, so we have to crunch it. Lucin goes for Psychic, and it's a slugging match. We are just in this slug of crunch versus a shot of Psychic, back and forth. Galeophobia, you got this. Hang in there. Keep fucking chewing. Sometimes you just gotta eat that horse. Full restore, no full restore today, Bronzong. You're getting eaten. Sandstorm continues. Alakazam, he's actually putting his Pokemon out in order. Alakazam is a glass cannon. I know it. He's scary. He misses because of Sandstorm. Galeophobia decides that at this moment, this is an outrage, and rampages over Alakazam like they mean nothing. I need this outrage now to punch straight through Gallade. No questions asked. We cannot hesitate. We push through. Stealth Rock hits it. Sandstorm hits it. Be perfect. Another one on the counter, please. Citrus Berry heals. And now I have to hope Galeophobia goes for 3 turns. Please go. Push it full restore. All hopes of an instant victory dashed. This fight's going to be drug out like everyone before it. 3rd turn of Outrage goes off. Galeophobia pulls out of it with an extreme high roll, an absolute max, because it's going to take a max roll to kill Gallade in 1 shot, and Galeophobia did it. No critical, no luck, just a max damage roll. Galeophobia, you did that just to give me a stroke. I'm starting to like you, and that's weird. You're like, I'm looking at you like, fear it, like it, fear it, like it, fear it, like it. It's like, you're like Goblin King now. Fear me, love me, fear me, love me. That's exactly how I feel about you. We're approaching the finale. We're walking into the arena. We began the Elite Four at 166 hours, and we're walking in at hour number 170. All right, seriously, who's doing that? Music creeps me out here. Stare across the line at Cynthia. Prepared to meet my fate. The final fight. The last obstacle of Platinum. What is considered by community to be the hardest vanilla Pokemon battle before the remakes of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, where they made the team's championship competitive. This fight is considered the ticket to the hardest thing you will face on a Genlock trip. Platinum is where Genlocks go to die. Before you get to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, where they go to die harder. We'll get to that in a few videos, if you stick around. Be sure to like and subscribe. You've hung on here for more than an hour. Almost 2. Maybe you'll want to stick around. Come see me on Twitch. Reminder that these streams are supported by Patreon. I have to pay my video editor to make this. So come on, a little help. I'm barely keeping the roof over my head. And I'm not kidding about that. If we lose here, it's 170 hours of work to get back here. We have a miracle 3 shinies in our group. the absolute insanity of this adventure from beginning end, the work on physical hardware, it all has to be started over if we lose here. We have trained for this. We've prepared for this. I selected Ginger Tank, my boy from the start, and the stream has picked the rest of my team. 3 of them I certainly wouldn't have picked, but I wouldn't do without any of them right now. They are my team, my friends, and they are the ones I found along the way who mean so much. So lose, draw, or win, I'm proud of all of you. Salad Maker, you were bred for this fight. You're going in first. If Cyrus and all these Elite Four people can have lab-bred Pokemon, I can have one. Salad Maker, you came here for glory. And now, it is time to come for glory to you and your house. Let us begin. By the way, the music here, great battle theme for Cynthia. Spirit Tomb, a Pokemon I've never seen before, and I know in this generation has 0 weaknesses, but it doesn't have insomnia. We soak the Dark Pulse, hit it with Eon, and switch to Salad Maker, who will eat the Dark Pulse like it's nothing. Now, this special purpose-bred Salad Maker is what they were made for. You see, when I was selecting Pokemon earlier and the stream was voting for you, the category Salad Maker, Iron Chef, and Yay was designed not only because they represented our fastest hitters, not only because they all had effectively either steel or fighting, but because they all had Baton Pass. They all had Sword Dance. They all had Double Team. And if they didn't have Sword Dance, they had Calm Mind, Bulk Up, or Lucky Chant. They all only had one actual attack move. They were trained from the start for this moment. They only need a Confuser, a Paralyzer, or I'm looking at Omelette, a Sleeper. Omelette's group had 2 Pokemon with Yawn and 1 with Confuse. On top of that, Blue Potato, the Bronzong, and Elsa the Frostlass have Hypnosis and Confuse Ray. So while I did let the stream pick the final Pokemon, I had pre-selected the moves and tried to absolutely make sure I would have a method to force my opponent to sleep or be confused or both, and paralyzed. So I could set this up without worrying about getting smashed while I did. Meanwhile, Lucario, Scizor, and Gallade could provide buffs, and I could pick the team member who was going to use them when the time came. I say all this while we're building double teams, knowing that Spirit Stem can wake up anytime, but Shadow Ball is the worst move choice. We're super resistant to it, and we can just keep double teaming all day long. We see the Dark Pulse whiff, and we get to stack double teams. Somehow, we get hit on stack number 5. Seriously, game. RNG is bound and determined to make me scream. Sword Dance now after 6 stacks of double team. We get off 2 Sword Dances and then heal before we start punching. Literally stalling for 11 turns of buff, heal, and switch. Somehow, through Bright Powder and 6 double teams hit? Seriously? Okay, fine. Bullet Punch. 1 more shot. And the Spirit Tomb falls and Salad Maker claims glory. Cynthia's Garchomp comes out. Wait, what? Mother! Nothing has been in order. Why? Oh god, any strategy I had now. She's throwing her ace out right now. I expected this. I wanted it. I'm acting like I didn't. I wanted the Garchomp. They got Flamethrower, but Bright Powder and 6 double teams says fuck no. And Garchomp isn't a special attacker for spite purposes, so even if it hit, it only had a 4% chance to kill, which is funny. My Garchomp comes in, and it's Battle of the Garchomps, except mine is super buffed. And Galeophobia has a secret. You see, Galeophobia's IVs are mediocre or bad, except one single IV is beyond fantastic, because when we caught this Pokemon, its stats except for 1 stat were below average. for its level. That one stat? Speed! She outspeeds Cynthia's Garchomp. Double Sword Dance, super effective, outrage. Galeophobia says this is the final outrage that I am willing to tolerate. And carries us hard. She slams the Milotic. I can't stop her. Somehow, one-shotting the tankiest thing Cynthia has without a critical hit. I'm not kidding. One-shot it. I'm hoping for one more outrage round. One more huzzah. One more scream of rage, and it fails. One last prank from Galeophobia. One last time for her to say, ha ha, you better figure something else out. We have to bury away the confusion. Galeophobia soaks the aura sphere that does 60 to her. Screw it. This is also an outrage. Let's see if Galeophobia can punch her way through a Togekiss, and she can. 2 more foes to go. 2 more. Lucario, and he's resistant to outrage, but we've got 2 sword dances. Even resisted, the baton pass sword dances do it. Galeophobia, I don't have any Pessim Berries left. Remember earlier in the game when I was running out of those? That was the last one. If you get confused now, we cannot keep going because your confusion will instantly kill you. She gets confused, missing her 3rd outrage round. Out of 5 uses of outrage, she only got 3 rounds once. We've technically used it 20 times through this entire playthrough since we acquired it. And she's only gotten 3 rounds once. That's how bad RNG is against us. The shinies are nice, but the levels of RNG after that have been absolutely nope. Anyway, Roserade. We switch to Omelette and immediately get hit with Toxic, which we cancel for the first round with the leftovers, but we yawn. Time Buyer. Sludge Bomb hurts like fucking hell. Toxic knocks out 8% of our health, 25% from the Sludge Bomb. We're getting smashed. Omelette, can you get an Omni Boost now? Leftovers have saved Omelette's life as they fall into the red. Roserade is asleep, and we can use our very last full restore. I have pulled every unique item available. Max revives, full restores, Pessim Berries, max potions. All of them are gone to get to this point. I have used all the hyper potions. I only have super potions. Our regular potions were used to top off. I've got nothing left in the bag. It's empty. Ancient Power, one more time. No Omni Boost. Ancient Power, one more time. No Omni Boost. I'm doing this because I'm expecting a full restore. And do chip damage. All 5 uses of Ancient Power. No Omni Boost. Extreme Speed doesn't kill. Sludge Bomb as the Roserade wakes up and hits us in the face. Extreme Speed. Punch through it. Come on. We've put everything into this. This is our last Extreme Speed. And the Roserade goes down. Omelette's attack moves are at 0. But the Roserade goes down. A deathless Platinum Elite Four and Champion run. Every single member of my team has been used multiple times against multiple people. And now they're champions. We did it. Now for the most chilling part. Post-game. I checked my Garchomp compared to Cynthia's. It was a speed tie. A coin flip decided if she was going to get a chance to hit through the double teams. A coin flip decided this game. Because if the coin flip goes against us and she hits, our Garchomp won't stand up to her Dragon Rush. Just like hers wouldn't stand up to our Outrage. It's a kill either way, 100% of the time. A speed tie corn flip allows us to have a champion run, and at the end, all 6 survived. Out of all of the games I have run, I am all the way up to Shield now, playing on the Switch, live on stream, and only in Emerald, Crystal, Platinum did we have a deathless Elite Four. Less than half the time. My God. We discuss, talk to Professor Rowan, walk into the final room, and record our championship screen. Across the screen we see our beloved little ones, who we got as small babies that have grown up. We salute those in the clouds looking down upon us, even though Solar Aura is confused as to how the fuck he even got there. Here we are, looking to our fallen comrades, and the 6 mad lads that carried us through. Omelette du Flamage, the Togekiss from Hearthhome City, the egg that Cynthia gave us, was the cause of her defeat. Salad Maker, the purpose-bred Scizor from my friend Heroin Bob's copy of Soul Silver that's over a decade old and still working. I lived with her in 2019, and it carried me through in 2022. Galeophobia, the Garchomp from the Wayward Cave and the consumer of Max Revives, the one I found hardest to love. It's okay. I can finally say I'm absolutely proud of you. You did it. Thank you. Hearthmoon, the Tyranitar, my friend that I traded a Melodic from Emerald for. Used least in the Elite Four, but essential to get us through. Without Stealth Rock, it would have been so much harder to deal with the fire. You were the one who took the longest to bloom, and when you did, you became amazing. Subcon, the Gastrodon, caught so early on our journey, standing in the Hall of Fame now, the biggest Chad who clowned the most on everyone who stood in our way. And finally, the one we started with, Ginger Tank the Torterra, the start of our adventure with a good omen. The man who has the most number of times coming close to death. 8 separate times he came within less than 1% of dropping. You're a Chad now. You became a contender, and now you're a champion. 170 hours and 3 minutes to get 1 picture. The adventure isn't over. This is just halfway home. I still have another 5 to games. At the time of scripting, I was streaming X. At the time of recording, when recording started and editing started, I was streaming Ultra Sun. I still have to script Black and White 2 for videos where we begin the adventure with an Oshawott named Nessie, the tale of Kriz, the Chad Umbreon who could not die no matter how many times you hit them with a fighting move, and the Bronzong that a Nessie would have to go through. We'll all have to wait for another video. Until then, thank you all for watching. Please stay for the credits. That's all I ask. Because there's a very special thing in the credits that you may want to see. What are you still doing here? Video's over. Go watch me stream, or go watch something else, or go take a walk and have a cookie. Tell people in the comments that they should stay for the credits, by the way. Because, you know, they missed the fucking shark if they didn't stay for the credits. Talk to you all later.